What's going on, guys? You're listening to Local Play Only. I'm Cam.
I'm Phil.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Matt.
And today we're going to be discussing Castlevania.
Yeah.
And it's week 2 of guest month. So obviously this is our first episode actually with
all four of us,
people?
yes.
The crowded table, you mean?
because
Yeah.
last week we only did, the 3.
Our friend...
You guys did the 3.
what's BFW Jimmy?
So this is going to be a little bit different, but I'm excited.
Me
I'm
too.
excited to get into it.
You ready?
Let's go.
And we're back.
I wish the audience could have seen the shaking a little bit.
That's okay.
Oh, boy.
So I guess we'll just start probably by introducing our guest.
Who's that?
His name's Matty, and he only likes to be called Matty with a Y.
This is false.
What about
His name's
M-A-D-D-I-E?
Hugh. If you listen to his name
Huey.
tag. Old Huey. So Matt, why are you the Castlevania guest?
Because I like Castlevania.
That's good enough.
I mean, that's a pretty good. That's a pretty good answer.
I remember when season 2 came out, and obviously, I'm not a big anime guy overall, and even though it's not the most anime thing, Matt works across from me and Cam, and he was watching season 2, and he was just sometimes when Matt's watching things, he puts his hands over his
Wait,
head.
are you saying Matt was watching it at work?
He was?
What
yeah.
if his boss was listening to this?
Good one.
He was on break.
Yes.
Yes.
Anyway, he was just freaking out. I was like, Matt, what are you doing? And he's like, oh man,
Was it the fight?
this crazy thing happened in Castlevania, and this guy got his his eyeball ripped out. And I was like, okay, that's sick. He's like, man, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. And Matt has this thing where he gets hyped up pretty easily about a lot of different shows, and especially cartoon shows where
Whoa.
so animated shows.
Thank you.
Cartoons.
So
Toothbrush scenes.
hey.
Hey.
So every once in a while, the enthusiasm is even higher than his regular enthusiasm, and Castlevania was at that point.
Pinnacle.
So yeah, I probably wouldn't have even watched season 2 or season 3 if it wasn't for Matt. So
I'm assuming he's talking about the scene where he whips the guy's eye out.
Yeah, that's season 1.
Yeah.
The priest is carrying the knife, and
Yeah.
he just that's an odd thing for a priest to be carrying, and he just.
Watcha!
And there goes his fucking eyeball.
I was even just watching the first episode. I recommended it to someone last night. I recommended it to Jared. And he's like, isn't it any good? I was like, you watch the first episode and you tell me there's no gore and you're going to watch it.
Yeah, some people get ripped apart.
Some people, I always wanted to know what an anime person's flesh ripping off their face looked like. Now I do.
fair. This is
Now I
fair.
do.
But I mean, I think the only reason why I watched it, one was for Matt, and then I only heard positive things. And one of the few anime that I've actually ever seen is Hellsing. So I think that
Also
there's
a vampire.
there's some parallels with it. So I was like, you know what, I'll give it a shot. And I also like some Castlevania games. I'm not a Castlevania aficionado or anything like that. But I've beaten Super Castlevania. I've beaten Simon's Quest. I've never beaten Symphony of the Night though.
Really?
It's the only one I have beaten.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
I haven't
usually
actually played any of them. I literally just saw it, was intrigued by it. I like
But
Dracula.
maybe now, when the next one comes out, you're
I
going to be
think
like,
I
oh, I'll
probably
play
will.
that.
I think I probably will.
Castlevania game.
It could be the Shadows one. What was the newer
No.
one? No?
No.
Shadows of the Damned or whatever.
No.
Yeah,
Wait.
Something like that.
Maybe it's
that might have
Shadows
been
of
the
the
sequel, though. There's 2 of them. Came out for the Xbox 360.
I'll Google it. That's
Okay,
fine.
you Google it. But before we get too into Castlevania, that was just us introducing Matt and why is he on the episode. We'll talk about how the last week's been real quick. Phil, you can start because you weren't here.
Yeah, it's been a solid week. I visited my parents in Kingston, and as I normally do when I'm in Kingston, I'll usually set aside a day, and my fiance's kind of cool with it, but I'll set aside one day where I go to Value Village and the Hawk shops and basically just waste gas by driving around trying to get some deals on games. And the other cool thing was so EB Games in Canada does something called $5 Fridays. And you guys obviously already know that, but
Yeah.
for the people who are listening, and it's something that we always I don't know. It's become tradition for like me, Cam, and Andrew to always go and try to see what the deals are. So, unfortunately, where we all live right now, last Friday was literally like the town was shut down.
Oh yeah, right. Like
Yeah.
the mall wasn't open. There's
Yeah, the
Tons
Thursday
of
night,
snow.
it was like,
Matt's work was open though.
I'm so glad that I had to make smoothies in that.
Listen, I don't care what the weather is. When people need smoothies, they need smoothies.
People need their booster juice, man.
I was at home, man. I did fuck all that
I
day.
should have been at home, and I should have done fuck all that day.
I also did nothing.
On the Thursday, like while the storm was getting like really bad, I had these plans to go to Kingston for probably like 4 or 5 months. Like I haven't been back to see my family since October, and with our job, I book off my time usually like months upon months in advance.
Yeah.
So I already know like the next time I'm going and everything like that. And I have like a cutoff point because I don't like traveling in the winter because I go on like 400 series highways and things like that, and driving my small vehicle on a 400 series highway in the winter.
And we've all seen you drive too.
Very, very brutal.
Grumpily.
Like a
10
sloth.
and 2.
So I was like, okay, since the storm was so bad, like there were like whiteouts, the mall was shutting down, everything like that. Me and Christy had to make the decision, like, hey, if we don't go now, then the next time I can go is in May. So I'd have to wait from like October till May to see like my family. One of my best friends just had a kid, so I kind of wanted to like, I was like, fuck it, I have to go, unfortunately. So I was like, if it takes me 7-8 hours, I'm gonna still do it. So we drove like one of the roads that we were on, one of the highways before we got onto like the 410. Immediately after we got onto the 410, they shut it down. There are literally parts of my drive that I couldn't see anything around me. Like it was I've had some pretty shitty drives, but this was definitely one of the worst ones. But luckily, while I was in Kingston on the Friday, I was able to go to the EV
Yeah, you
games.
sent the photo of like the weather in Kingston.
Yeah,
There
and
was, like,
I sent
no
the picture
snow.
of my car
Just
fucking
buried.
Yeah, that's a big
Clear
difference.
skies for sure.
Yeah.
So I went to EB Games just to see what they had. I didn't end up getting anything for myself. I still have your My Hero
Oh yeah, all my
figure,
Yeah.
which we picked up for $5. Not too bad. But while I was in the EB Games in Kingston, another guy was like looking at trading in some like old games, and the manager or whatever was like, obviously we can't take these. We just take current gen stuff like that. But then he recommended this other place called Super Monster Games, and it's a gaming store. It's a gaming store that I hadn't heard of.
Listen, why are you not supporting our local business?
So I asked him the address, and I got the address, and then we went, and it was basically like not the most organized store I've ever been to, but it's still a pretty cool store just because you had to spend a lot of time like looking through everything. Like you can find some hidden gems, and it was basically like I just came to him with a couple of games, and he's like, okay, I'll throw you a deal on them if you buy multiple type of deal. And then like I made a post about it on Instagram. But while I was in there, one of my friends, there was another guy in there who just started talking about video games, and he was asking if the guy had a copy of Twin Snakes for GameCube.
Ooh, it's a tough one.
And he's like, no, like I don't. And he's like, well, like I just wanted to sign it for you because I actually worked on the team.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then like,
Yeah, that's like a weird flex though. Like the guy didn't even ask. He's like, "Hey, yo, are you this guy who worked on the team?" He's like, "Yo, you got a copy?" This guy's like, "No, unfortunately." Like, "Oh shit, I was gonna sign that for you, brah."
well, it
He was
wasn't.
probably
was
like
gonna
a
make-
key grip or something
I was
like
gonna
that.
make your shop some money, man.
It
Whatever.
it wasn't like that. Like it didn't just directly like go from point A to point B like that. But they just kind of had like a little bit
Waste
of a
my
discussion.
fucking time, bruh.
He's like,
Thanks for not having the game I worked on, you dick.
he also was asking for a copy of Two Human because he worked on that. But
I'm sure there's plenty of copies still.
and I guess he did some animation for Reboot.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is really
That's a cool
cool.
one. That's cool.
Reboot.
Reboot, yeah. He used to work in Vancouver, I guess.
yeah, that's where it was made.
So like I was still like just going through different games, and I found a copy of Legend of the Dragoon, like pretty much mint condition, $30, all 4 discs.
That's not bad.
Did you buy it?
I did not buy it.
It's such a good game.
It is a very good game, but I have a burned copy of it. So
Whoa.
I do.
Now the police are going to find us.
I hope so.
Wait, when the one guy was trying to trade his games in EB Game, did you take a look at what they were?
No, like I didn't really want to like step on.
What if one was Twin Snakes? You could have got that signed.
I have it.
I actually have that in the car.
That'd be
No.
weird.
That
I've
would
been
be.
following you. I have it with me.
So I picked
Didn't you
up.
work on Reboot too?
Here's my Bob cosplay.
But yeah, so I went there and I picked up Fable, which I'm assuming you played Fable.
Fable 1?
What's Fable?
Fable 1.
Oh, Fabula.
Fable.
Never heard of it.
Yes, I have. Mr. Peter Molyneux.
Listen, Fable 1, classic game, and the original Xbox copy works in my Xbox One, which is really nice. for the
Fable
back.
3 was actually my favorite. I'm not joking. I know people seem to
Fable
hate
Legends
it,
is my favorite.
That's
the Connect one.
oh yeah.
That's
I
unfortunate.
thought it was called Fable Journeys or something.
Is it okay? See, oh no, Fable Legends was the 3-on-3 one that they canceled.
I hope so.
Yeah, it was Fable Journey. You're right.
Fable 2 and 3 were actually pretty solid.
2 was good.
I
3
also,
was good.
So I
2
also,
was good.
Yeah, I like to forget 3 ever existed.
What?
Um,
Why was I the only person who liked this game?
Did you play any of the other
Yeah,
ones?
did you play 1 or 2?
Yeah, I played both.
Did you beat them?
I never beat 2.
Dude, 2 is actually. I remember being so hyped for 2.
It just wasn't as good as 3, and I played it after.
Okay. There's something wrong with you. Matt, have you ever played it?
No, I have not.
You should. I would give Fable
I would
1
only
a try.
recommend 3, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I'd only recommend.
So don't beat
Legends.
2 and skip right to 3. and then
Exactly.
just-
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Play like a couple missions of 2 and then just say fuck it.
Yeah,
and
I
then
wouldn't
play
even.
3.
Honestly, I wouldn't even load it in.
All right,
You don't want
fair
other
enough.
people seeing that you played it.
Fair.
Other than that, I've been playing Fire Emblem. I watched Hunters. Well, I'm up to episode 8 on Hunters. I really need to finish it.
You really do. I want to talk about
I've
it.
just been so busy, but I
Not-
will
not on
say
podcasts, just in general.
Oh, I can finish it before then.
early impressions. I love that show, and Matt, you have to watch it. Out of all the shows that you try to get me to watch, you have to watch this one.
I'm still watching The Outsider. I got to finish it. It's been really,
It's
really
just
good.
Percy Jackson hunting Nazis. What do you not want to see about that?
With Ted Mosby.
And Scarface.
Oh, Ted Mosby's in it.
Yeah.
My
and
boy.
Scarface.
All of our favorite characters.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it.
But yeah, I'm hoping to get.
I think you also watched another show this week.
Well, obviously Castlevania.
Oh, yeah, me too, man.
It's Castlevania.
I powered through that.
We're proud of you.
But yeah, it was a solid week, and I'm looking forward to. I want to beat Fire Emblem by the end of the month. That's my goal.
Listen, I'll go over one day and I'll chill and I'll watch you play it. 'Cause
I'm
I
on
have-
chapter 10.
I have the craving every time you send it.
Yes.
It's a good game. Okay, I
Oh,
guess we'll-
and Final Fantasy VII remake.
Oh,
demo,
yeah.
Of
so
course, I can't.
I don't know when
I
we're
had
going to
to.
talk about
The
the
demo,
remake demo.
just to be specific.
I played
When
it
is
3
again?
times
April,
now.
April 10th?
April 10th.
April 10th.
10th, yeah.
I played it 3 times. I just recorded the last one. I tried it on the easy mode.
Like
the
classic?
second time, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I replayed it again on the normal difficulty and just like stomped through the fights because I was good at that point. I actually really felt good on the classic, in like a way.
Yeah, well, it's calming because I played through it on the classic again.
It didn't make a huge difference. Like you still have to like press square and you kind of go into like a string of attacks on the enemies.
Yeah.
It's not a huge difference, but you get a little bit more time to
Yeah.
use the gauges and stuff.
Did you walk into the lasers?
Oh yeah.
How many times did you do it?
Like on purpose?
Yeah.
I don't know, like 10.
Jesse has like 15 lines of dialogue for it.
I was really tempted the
Wow,
last time.
that's pretty sweet.
yeah.
The only thing I still haven't done is I haven't actually let the bomb explode.
Oh, I didn't even think to do
I'm
that.
gonna do it maybe like tomorrow or something like that, just see how it goes.
Just run the 20-minute timer out.
Dog, you're gonna replay that section another time when the game gets released.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I just need to get to the point where the bomb starts and then sit and chill for 15 minutes till it explodes.
Also, this is not our first time playing Final Fantasy VII, Phil.
Those are,
It's your
these are
first time
people-
playing the remake, though.
yeah,
Yes.
but once again, though, when they
It's
have,
almost a one-for-one, like,
well, they have
recreation
actually
of it.
confirmed though too that and I kind of noticed it the second time playing it. They say they take a lot of scenes at the beginning. They're adding in a lot of cloud flashbacks and stuff like that. That like in this, he just like grabs his head and then it instantly skips by it.
How
Do you-
long did you say the demo was again?
It's about
For
an hour.
45 to an hour.
Like I was trying to get Matt to play it.
You should play it.
And that's exactly what I said. I was like, can you save? Will it save the data? And when the game actually
Nope.
comes out, and it's just like,
Honestly, just load it up, try the combat, and find out if you like the combat now.
Fair enough.
Use it as a demo.
Yep.
That is his demo.
I know, but I'm saying use it as its demo.
Use it
Yeah.
for what it is.
Why couldn't they have put out a 10-hour demo? Like
Why can't they
Dragon
have put
Quest
out- 'cause
That's
11?
fourth or like a fourth of the game.
Yeah, why didn't they just put it in the game? Like
I wish they.
The
I wish
entire
they did.
fucking game.
it was supposed to be out the day the demo came out.
Yeah.
That was its original release.
That's going back because this is the first time it's been out since. I called it.
I think we all did.
I said the demo was going to come out the day
I think I
before,
actually said it before
the
you.
game. No.
I'm gonna rewatch the episode. I'm
Okay,
gonna
you
find
go
the
back.
clip and I'm gonna
I'm
play
pretty sure I
it.
said it first, but yeah.
I'm gonna save it to a soundbar and be like, oh yeah, and it's like click the button.
Well, if that's the case, then I apologize, but I'm pretty sure I said it first.
That's
but-
okay. So what have you been up to? I guess we finished Phil's 20-minute segment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
that was.
Listen, I wasn't
To
here
be
the
fair-
last 2 weeks.
To be fair, you did more than us probably in the week. Most of us probably just worked and then laid down.
Yeah, I didn't do too much. I watched a certain show that we're going to talk about, Castlevania.
Oh, okay. It's a hentai?
Castlevania.
Castlevania. I played a little bit more of Enslaved. I'm probably almost done. I think there's 15 chapters. I'm on 11.
Okay.
I'm also almost done my game.
Fucking haven't
You
started
didn't bring me the
I didn't bring the
PlayStation
PS2.
2.
That's my fault. Remind me on Tuesday,
I
and
will.
I'll bring it again.
And then maybe next week we can do a GameSwap update.
Okay, that's fine.
quick.
Yeah. But realistically, I haven't done much. Daylight saving times really fucked over my day today because the kids slept funny, so I'm tired
But
as shit.
we get more light now.
It's true.
That's
That
pretty
is
cool.
true. That's the positive. I don't think I've honestly played. And I've been playing more Fire Emblem. Three Houses.
Oh, yeah.
I'm working on Claude's story.
How many hours do you have in it now?
145 hours.
Well, it's because it's really not like it just counts all your hours as you play like
as a
restart
total.
other ones.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like if you had 3 separate files putting them all together, but it just does it for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like it's your console's total playtime, or not your console, but your account's total playtime essentially.
Yeah.
So realistically, the first campaign was
60?
70 maybe hours tops, but then you get New Game Plus, so you get to pick abilities and just kind of cheat your second and third playthrough. So like they get faster and faster, more or less.
I really can't wait to play it.
It's good.
I'm betting still that you'll like it less than Path of Radiance.
I'm betting the opposite. I think you will enjoy this one more.
Okay.
I feel like
excited.
Phil will ignore all the dialogue and he won't give it any of the lost items. And
Oh, I don't do any of the lost items anymore. I don't give a shit.
That's fair.
But yeah, no, it's good. I think it's still like combat wise very solid. It's good.
Nice. Maddie, how was your week? No one knows what you do in a week, so
It was good. I worked. This is
worked?
I work a lot.
what's today, like 17 days in a row
this
instead of
was-
a day off?
Yeah, this was the 20th day. I will hit
20.
25, and then Sunday, this coming Sunday, will be my first day off.
Sounds
So,
fun. No one
Yeah,
really
that's
needs
nice.
a life.
It's absolutely hell, to be honest with you. But one of the jobs isn't really a job. It's just watch Castlevania or
It's
whatever
true,
else
yeah.
comes out. So
or
it's,
like
it's not
the
bad.
boys you were watching before, DC,
man.
the Harley Quinn show.
Yeah, Harley Quinn show was
interspecies
very
reviewer.
good. Pardon?
Yeah. That toothbrush scene, we did watch that
Yeah,
at my
we
work
did.
one day.
It was good.
Oh.
We probably shouldn't have, but we did.
Yeah.
Hey.
I explained it. I showed Matt the thumbnail because I thought it was hilarious. Like,
Well,
I
we
loved-
brought it up in the podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I love that thumbnail. I showed it to him, and then I explained the
great.
scene, and then he had to watch it.
I was like, "There's
It's-
no way this is real," and then I looked it
Oh,
up, and
boy.
it is real.
Okay, that's
it is
gonna give you anime 101.
disturbing.
If you see something,
it's real.
it's real.
Yeah, yeah.
It
No, you're not
happened.
wrong. You're not
The show
wrong.
I joked about is about people sleeping with different species, like orcs
Yeah.
and goblins and shit.
Oh, it gets weirder than that.
I know it
Those
does,
are
but
the easy ones.
the easy ones.
I mean, just anime.
That's
the
a
whole-
great
just
segue
anime
for
culture.
Creature of the Week.
Yeah, I think the anime culture is just like.
I love how
it's-
fucking weird it is.
It's,
It's
di-
great.
it's different.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's for sure. It's kind of fucked. But
It's gotten a lot better.
Listen, my friend, the big fucking weeb Jimmy. He loves the anime culture.
We all do.
Big
Shout out to
fan
last
of
week's guest.
Toothbrushes. We talked a little bit about Sword Art Online
Yeah,
as well, and
that's true.
how weird, how the first like 15 to 16 episodes were just kind of.
I think you'll agree. The first part normal. Alfheim, all of a sudden, there's
Trash.
like tentacles, and then like are getting clothes
it just
ripped
turns
off.
into some.
Yeah,
some
well, and then the
very
guy
rape.
gets kind of rapey.
Oh, kinda.
kind of. You think kind of?
Chains her up and then rips her clothes off. It's like, I'm gonna take her right in front of you, Kirito.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
said, kind of rapey.
Hey.
It was.
I guess if the rape's not committed, it's not full rapey. That's
true.
fair. I'm on your side now.
It was
Thanks, bud.
probably one of the first animes I watched too, and I definitely didn't expect it to go like that. So
Yeah, it didn't
Up
look
until
like it
that
was
time,
going
I was
there.
like, wow, I'm really enjoying this. This is a really cool concept. what the fuck?
You should watch Goblin Slayer.
You'll get
I
somewhere
feel like
real
he's
fast.
slaying more than goblins.
No. The goblins are slaying some things though.
Hey.
Hey, first episode.
Yucky.
Obviously, I'm assuming, like the rest of us here, you also watched Castlevania this week.
I did.
A
'Cause
lot
we
of
all had to.
Castlevania.
A lot of Castlevania.
Oh, you didn't have to.
Did you
We
watch it
chose
in
to.
1 day or 2 days or?
I think it was 2 days. 2 days finished it all.
Yeah, I guess for
I watched
for-
the majority of it at work and then got home last night and finished the rest of it.
So for the odd people that don't know, obviously we all know, it came out on Thursday, which was the 5th, and then we record this today, which is Sunday. So each of us had about 3 days to finish the whole season to then record this because no one wants to come.
Yeah, I watched it on Friday.
On Thursday, I sent you. I think I set updates while I was watching it.
Yep.
I woke up Thursday, had a Cairo appointment. I got back from that like 10.
went to Egypt?
11:30. And then I
Fun.
got back and I just watched just straight through. I think I had lunch in between at one point, but just nonstop.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, I had to take a break during episode 9 too, but unrelated. You get what I'm saying?
Again. Yuck.
We'll just transition that right into my week. I did nothing. I mean, what did I do?
You watched.
I watched Castlevania.
Took a few breaks in between.
Took a few breaks. I've been keeping up on the regular anime. Same thing we talked about last week. I haven't started my GameSwap game yet because I don't know where my PlayStation 2 is, but that'll change this week.
Hopefully.
I played D&D once since the last podcast.
D&D was great.
It was great. It was lots of fun, like always.
Lots of good combat.
Obviously, I think 2 weeks from now we have the episode with Dan about D&D,
Yep.
which I think will be an interesting one for people too. What else did I do? Other than that, I just had a bunch of Cairo appointments. It died a little bit on the inside, and then just kind of.
Have you been playing Final Fantasy X?
No, I haven't played Final Fantasy X in like 2 weeks now.
Dude, you got to get back to it.
It's hard. I'm not comfy like anywhere I play games now.
Yeah.
So it's just rough. But I mean, I've played that game enough. I could pick it up anytime and go back into it.
It's the same thing with 7. Like we can start and stop anywhere. We know what to do.
You don't know
next.
the game either, but I'm in like the part of 10 that kind of drags out a little bit too. So it kind of takes like a
Oh, I
pause.
know what-
But I mean, if you
talking
don't
about.
beat it now, do you not think that it's going to just sit on the shelf because you're
I mean,
going
it
to.
could.
Yeah, if you're not going to beat it now, 10 years ago you beat it.
Yeah.
So you're fine.
It's like, what's the loss even if I don't beat it now, though? I'm like, I don't know. I don't pick up a game to beat it. I pick it up to enjoy it. If I
No,
played that
okay,
game for
that's
30
fair.
hours and had fun, still worth it. I've seen the ending.
Hey, honestly, you got the jet kick. That's better than
did.
I've done.
That's
I
the
always fuck that
best
up.
I've ever done in my
yeah, I
life.
always fuck that up.
You don't
so
get it. I've been playing
Sports.
Final Fantasy 14 with BFW Jimmy and then my friend Ryan from Ottawa. That's been a lot of fun. What else did we do? We didn't go to the movies. We're going to go to the movies
Tonight.
maybe to see Onward. So that might be talked about briefly in something.
What's the last movie we saw? Sonic?
yeah,
Sonic, yeah.
still a great movie.
Still a good
Okay.
movie. I'm
Okay.
actually wondering to see if Onward is going to be better than Sonic.
Matt was actually with us.
He
Yeah.
was
When
with
we
us
saw
for
it.
Will they
Sonic.
do
Oh, he could have done a Sonic review.
2.
Will they do a Sonic 2?
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
They have to.
Yeah.
Listen,
You saw the ending.
Would you be
Tails.
more excited for Tails or Knuckles or
Shadow the
it's-
Hedgehog.
It's
Shadow?
no,
Yeah. I
Tails
would
is
rather-
good guy. Knuckles will be bad guy.
You think so?
100%.
Yeah.
The echidnas at the beginning were all trying to kill him.
It's true, they were. But I just want Shadow.
Shadow's such an edgelord.
Yeah.
Give me something stupid like my favorite character,
Kale?
Big the cat.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Kale the Hedgehog.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite character. Yeah, I didn't do much, though, honestly. Just kind of chilling. I watched Castlevania, which I loved.
and Hunters.
Don't
and-
spoil it.
So I think I finished Hunters before our last podcast. You weren't on it, though.
Okay.
No spoilers on Hunters, but it was probably one of the best shows I've seen in a long time.
Hunters is Crave, correct?
I was
No, it's Amazon.
Prime.
Amazon
I think
Prime.
it might
Okay.
be on Crave as well.
It might be.
Oh.
I was always a huge Logan Lerman fan. Percy Jackson was like the
Oh,
first
okay,
thing.
thank you. I was
But,
like, I keep forgetting who
Perks
that
of
is.
Being a Wallflower, if you ever seen it. I mean,
Great movie.
it's a very good movie.
Great movie.
So I just like him, and he hasn't been in anything in a long time. And he's like 30, still playing like a 19-year-old in the show.
He's like, oh,
But it just works.
We could
Weird.
maybe like
Have you
if,
seen him? Babyface.
if Andrew does want to watch it, we could maybe do an episode on
I
it
can start it tomorrow.
in the
There's just-
future. The first episode's an hour and a half, and all of them like.
Yeah, my
split
kid
out
sleeps
an
for
hour.
2 hours. So
But the
we're
first episode includes human chess and someone being hit with darts. So what else do you need?
good. Oh, it sounds just like Shaun of the Dead.
yeah, I get. Does that have human
It's-
chess?
No, but it has darts.
Oh,
and it's just as funny.
this is no.
Not really.
No.
I'm just kidding.
But yeah.
Did everyone here watch Lock and Key?
No.
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 No, I
oh
got
my
bet-
god,
I actually
you guys
got
have
betrayed.
to.
I'm
I saw it. I
Oh,
saw
I
it.
have to.
The first 7 episodes, I'm enjoying it. It's like it kind of just ends, and then another. It's just kind of just what key are they going to find next?
Isn't the Stephen King movie or the TV show?
It's Steve.
It's his son.
Yeah, it's his son,
It's his
Joe
son.
Hill. That's what he goes by.
Oh,
Yeah.
What about a
is he like? Does he have the Miyazaki problem, Cam,
What kind of problem is that?
where the kid sucks and the dad's way better?
I don't know if he sucks. The show. The
No,
thing is,
I like Lock and Key.
So
a lot.
Meg
I,
was-
I
Okay.
think it's actually.
I was
not-
watching
it's
some of it
not
with
that
Meg, but the
well.
thing is, I was watching Hunters at the same time, and I'll tell you for a fact, Hunters is better. Not to take away from Lock and Key,
No.
but if you're watching 2 shows at the same time, both like live actions, you compare them, and Hunters is way
Lock
better.
and Key.
I think Lock and Key is more family oriented.
for
it's
sure.
more geared towards.
I'm not
going
going to be letting my kid watch Hunters when if he's like a 7-year-old. I'd maybe let them watch Lock and Key.
Yeah, like if he's a teenager, I think that depends on the kind of teenager. I think Lock and Key is probably more like suited towards that demographic, whereas like Hunters, it definitely touches on a lot more adult subjects.
Would you kind of put it in the same category of oh shit, no, I forgot the Stranger Things, like the same kind of
Yeah.
age group from Stranger
Yeah,
Things?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
I'd say so.
I didn't like Stranger Things, but
No. I did some of it, but that's my week. I guess now we'll get into the main subject. We're going to start, though.
Yes.
on a
Before we
full
go to-
review of Rebel Wilson's new movie. No, I'm kidding.
Our jokes always go to Rebel Wilson for some reason.
I was talking about it last night. I don't know why.
Oh. We're gonna start. We don't need to give an exact review of season 1 or 2. We're just gonna talk about
Our
when we watched
experience with
them.
it.
If we had like a favorite part, favorite character. All the basic stuff.
Yeah.
I'll let Phil start.
Okay. Well, I kind of touched on it briefly in the introduction, but I knew that the show was out for quite a while, just from Matt watching it at work, and
On his break.
And Cam had discussed it a lot and saying that it was a really good show. And I played some Castlevania games in the past, and I was like, I'll give it a shot. So originally, I watched season 1 shortly after I watched Devilman. So that was, we're looking at like a month ago or so.
Yeah, it was one of the ones that was recommended when we did like the.
Oh shoot, that recently you watched it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
frack.
When he
hadn't
finished
seen it.
Devilman, we made like the Instagram poll,
Yeah.
like which ones he should watch.
I didn't think he actually watched
A
it.
couple people said Castlevania. Then when I saw it, I was like, "Oh yeah, you should watch Castlevania. Like it's perfect for him.
Yeah,
It's a-
because it's dubbed like
Extremely well done, dubbed too. Like probably the highest quality dubbed they have.
It's
Just
definitely
saying.
up there.
it was. So I really liked it. I thought it was like solid, but it just kind of felt like just kind of a build up into season 2.
It was just a trailer.
Well, it was only like 6 episodes.
Four
Four
episodes.
episodes. Okay,
At
I knew it
20
was like
minutes apiece.
Yeah,
It's
it was
just-
tiny.
Yeah.
The
So-
original that you showed me, the clippets from, that was absolutely hilarious.
Which one?
Some of the things from Devil May were.
Oh, Devil
Oh,
Man.
the original.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, different thing.
This abs. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the
My
dubbed
apologies.
thing. It was hilarious though.
I thought you
so
said
bad.
Devil Man.
No.
We were talking about Devil Man, but
Yeah.
No, so
Absolutely hilarious though.
and then
Devil Man.
you just finished season 2, like just in time for season 3 coming out. Right?
Yeah.
Like the same
So
day.
I watched season 2 earlier this week, like within the span of like 2 days, and I got like hooked on it. By probably episode 7,
I felt like I was gonna get really mad at one of your opinions too. When I was like, Phil, how was that fight though? And you're like we'll talk about it on the podcast. I'm like, that doesn't sound positive.
I'm trying to remember which fight.
What do you mean, which fight?
Oh, the Dracula.
Yes.
Okay. So my biggest thing about it was
Oh, sorry.
I felt like it was kind of anticlimactic.
One's flying in the air, throwing icicles. Like they're killing all the vampires before Dracula fight even starts. Just massacring
That was a good fight.
them.
The beginning fight was good.
The
I
Dracula
just-
fight, they were smashing through walls.
Listen, I think that the thing about it is that I feel like Dracula would be so much more powerful, and
Yes.
if nobody's been able to like actually kill him up until now,
Because he doesn't care. He doesn't give a fuck.
He's also
he's miserable.
It's been a while, but he didn't drink any human blood for such a long time.
he
right?
refused to drink
so
human
that
blood.
his power was like 0.
he
he was
refused to
maybe
drink human blood
4%.
since his
I-
wife.
But I also felt like I knew for a fact, like not to talk about it just yet, but I was like, they are going to bring him back somehow.
Well, we
That is
kind of
a-
already. Yeah.
That is a cat. Well, yeah, now we know for sure. But the Castlevania game plot, I'm pretty sure Carmilla is actually the one who,
successfully.
who successly reincarnates. him
I
or
had to
brings him
look
back,
up his
whatever.
name. That's what I was just doing. But what led up to that too, where Isaac kills Godbrand, that is
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That is.
I also really liked
Me
Godbrand.
too. Peter Stormare, he's
Stormare.
great.
He really
Yeah.
likes boats. So,
Yeah, who can a Viking?
love boats.
A Viking vampire works for everybody.
But my notes on season 2 overall, I thought it was kind of slow to start. The first couple of episodes, I wasn't really hooked. Like I said, it wasn't until not episode 7. It was probably like episode 4 that I like really got into it, and I just like binge watched from 4 until 8. I felt like at times the voice acting between Trevor and Alucard wasn't different enough. Like, and I know that's kind of a weird opinion, but I felt like their mannerisms and just how the characters play out. I know like the dialogue is different, but the way that they inflect on their voice, I kind of felt like at times was too similar.
They're both tired.
Well, they are, but
They're
one of the
they're-
biggest differences about Castlevania dubbing compared to other anime is they try to make it really realistic. Like it's very dry.
It's not kawaii desu. It's nothing
It's
like
not
that.
exactly dubbing.
No, I'm saying it's not like super high like the Japanese dub.
Yeah, but like it's very dry right there, like monotone a lot of the times because
Yeah.
it's just like realistic.
Like if I want to hear monotone voices, I just record myself.
That's true.
We
You got
are.
me there.
But just like the dialogue between both of them, it was just like, oh, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, like I said,
also
they're
don't want to do.
And I'm like, yo, at least have their voices sound somewhat different. Like I like the dialogue and I like both of the characters and I understand both of the characters, but it just their voice and
Yeah.
inflections are too similar.
they're both tired.
I could agree with that.
They're
Like,
both done with it.
One's drunk and lazy, and the other's just kind of lazy.
Vampire-y
so,
lazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, he's just like, look, man, I've been sleeping for a long time.
I feel like you're describing the Tim Hortons in Owen Sound, in downtown Owen Sound.
The different type of people you meet at the Tim
One of
Hortons.
them's drunk and lazy. One of them's just lazy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
One of them's really enthusiastic.
I got really invested in the show when they reached the library.
That's
Yeah.
that's good when he gets like the whip and shit.
Into like the Belmont family.
When he
home.
got the whip, I was like, yes. I got hyped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll talk about it after season 3 when he's got both the whips.
Yeah,
I was really sad when the like the really dumb vampire who was like with the red hair. I'm trying to remember.
Godbrand?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
just
yeah.
talked
Yeah,
about
I
him.
the
literally
Viking
did
one.
The
Yeah.
Viking
Yes.
one.
The guy who likes boats.
When
Peter
he
Stormare.
died, when he died, I was so sad because I was like, this guy's an idiot and I love him.
Yeah.
He's
He's a
hilarious.
lovable idiot.
He's a
I
classic
think-
Viking. He just wants to fucking fight.
I think Isaac is one of my favorite characters, so I wasn't too beat up when Godbrand died, but I think the way that Godbrand died was pretty badass. I think
Isaac had a lot of good moments in season.
Yeah, I
3,
think for
too.
human, Isaac is just, well, a Forge Master. My apologies. Is just probably is my favorite character on the
pretty
entire
dope.
show. Yeah, he is.
Season 3, he got a lot of time to shine.
He did get a lot
Season
of time
3,
to shine.
yeah, was it episode 9? I
Episode
call,
9 was
episode
the
nine.
episode.
I call like the magician man in the tower basically Legion is how I see it, because it was just like
Yeah.
all these people versus Isaac.
That was some crazy religious shit.
It was
Yeah.
Thorn
wild.
crown and
Yeah.
shit like that. I was like, yikes.
When he first puts the crown on Isaac, I was like, oh fuck, like no, yeah, and
Not
then,
Isaac.
oh yeah, I was like, oh come on, man, you don't do my boy like that.
He
But,
didn't
no.
crawl up that tower with a dagger and stab a
Yeah.
bunch of people just to get
You know who
mind
you wouldn't fucking do that to? Godbrand. That's all I'm.
That's true.
That's all
Good
I'm
point.
saying.
Well, that's because Godbrand is dead.
And Isaac isn't.
So how excited were you going into season 3?
I was very excited. I was way more hyped going into season 3 from season 2 than I was going into season 1 to season 2. Like I would say that I'm much more of a fan now.
Yeah,
than-
getting
than I
Phil
ever
to
was.
start season 2 is like getting a kid to eat vegetables. Me and Matt
Difficult.
were just like chilling. We're like, yo, Phil, like, how come it's been 3 hours and you still haven't seen episode 1 yet? Like, what's going on? Like,
It was a full
every
24
single
hours till I
hour.
saw mine, like the first episode. But I watched them all in one day, so
Yeah.
I
I
made
think
up
what
for
made
it.
me more excited for season 2 was the fact that season 1 only has 4 episodes, and then I
And it
heard
went
that
right
season
to
2
8.
was going to have 8, and I
And
was
this
like,
one was
okay,
10.
yeah.
So
I was hoping this
next
one was
is
gonna be-
12.
Yeah, I was just more excited for it the way it worked. So
I was hoping it was going to be 16. They just keep doubling it.
That'd be
that
crazy.
would have been pretty fantastic.
But how did you guys start watching it?
So I watched day one on
I also
season
watched
one
day one.
because
Yeah.
it's a fucking video game anime.
Yeah.
Why would I not watch it day one?
I saw the voice acting cast and I was pumped.
I've always
Yeah, it's
been
pretty good.
intrigued by Dracula, so I feel like I just was on Netflix one day and saw it and was like, yeah, fuck yeah. Why
So
not?
also, you guys don't watch the show. I mean, most people know Graham McTavish. He's also from like The Hobbit. He's played one of the dwarves.
Yeah.
But he was one of the main characters in Outlander. It's like the show me and Meg watch. He's very Scottish, so he's a Scottish guy in it. Named Dougal Mackenzie.
That's quite the Scottish
Dougal.
name. Dougal.
But Graham McTavish plays Dracula. So when I saw that, I was pumped. Richard Armitage plays Trevor. He was Thorin Oakenshield in The Hobbit. He's got like that deep ass voice. Really dope. There was a lot of good voice actors. Obviously, Peter
Stormare, remember
Stormare
that.
as Gottbrand. So when I saw that, I was like, yo, I'll watch this, and the animation looks pretty cool. Season 1, there was only like 1 or 2 fights. Like it wasn't tons of fights.
There was massacre, not so
Yeah.
much fights.
Yeah, like the only real fights was like a brief like Trevor fight near the beginning, and then I think like the Trevor and Alucard fight at the end.
Yeah.
Which we knew that wasn't like gonna end up in anything too big.
Yeah.
But yeah, season 1 to me was like a trailer. So when season 2 actually came in, it was 8 episodes. I was like, oh, I'm pumped for this.
Yeah, that's basically my views on it too. Like I said, 4 episodes. I was like, I feel like this wasn't enough to make.
Yeah.
Like,
It was literally just to test the waters.
Yeah, really,
They
though.
probably already knew they wanted to, because I'm pretty sure that same studio is doing Devil May Cry next.
It was like days
and Monster Hunter.
Don't they already have a Devil May Cry anime?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
did.
but this is a good one.
maybe not even a week
gonna be
later.
a Netflix
We
original.
heard, maybe not even a week later. We heard about season 2. That
Yeah,
they
like,
renewed
they
Oh, it
knew.
was fast.
Yeah.
yeah, it was very quick.
They saw everyone lose their shit, and they're like, okay, yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's
How
a
long
good
did
idea.
it take them to release this? I'm just trying to see like.
I
the
think it was
time
almost like a
frame.
year in between
year.
all
I think it's a year
seasons,
between,
which is kind of unfortunate because I feel like I didn't have enough time to watch season 2.
I don't care, Domino's.
Yeah,
Domino's
part of me was
I
also
care about
sad.
Domino's.
They're sending me ads for pizza. I don't care right now.
The release schedule is
this
really weird because
Did the original one come in October?
season 1 came out July 7th of 2017.
Yeah.
Season 2 came out October 26th of 2018, and then
We didn't get a season the entire 19.
no.
Wow,
and
it
then,
didn't feel like that at all.
And then
it
season
didn't.
3 came out March 5th of 2020.
Huh. More episodes, longer time.
Do you think they're going to take 2 years between this season and the next
Nah,
one?
2021. We'll see. We'll see one.
I mean, it's possible if they up the episodes again, which I hope they do.
Yeah, but we're in
12.
March. We're in March though, so like even that's another.
yeah, I mean they have. I think it'll come out October.
Yeah, like
20.
October 21.
Yeah,
And I
it's
feel
October
like
2021.
with the entire like Carmilla's plan in season 3, they probably already have something going for season.
Yeah, like
4.
no one really knew what the plot was going to be in season 3.
No.
Like ending season 2, it was kind of like a vague one.
You could have ended it there.
Can I
just
give
been
you-
like, you beat Dracula. Good job,
Yeah.
everyone.
Can I give you guys a hot take before we get into
Is
it?
it
Sure.
about season 3?
Yeah.
But should we wait till we get to the season 3 part, or do you want to give it right now?
I'm going to say that season 3 was what season 1 was to season 2.
Like for a season 4?
I think that season 4 is going to be so much better than season 3.
I think season 4 will be lit.
It's going to be
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
There's so much build up that they do in season 3. So many characters introduced. You know, like we don't even see a lot of the connections.
Yeah, most of the characters don't have any action, other than like, well, I mean,
Episode 9.
Some of the characters got some action.
Hey.
But I mean, like, you know, all of Carmilla's sisters, pretty
The
much.
other two in Lenore.
Yes,
Yeah, we didn't
Striga,
we didn't
what's
see
her
much
face?
of Striga.
They
We
didn't
didn't see
really
much
do
of
it.
Striga, that's it,
Morana.
yeah.
All we know is that they're
or
lesbians. That's the
Morana
only
or
info.
Morana, however you pronounce
Moron.
her name. Moron.
Doesn't matter because Lenora's bae.
Yeah,
So
But I
whatever.
mean,
Yeah.
even if that turns out to be the case, I'm still for it because I like season 1 a lot. If I had to wait though between season 1 and season 2, I'd feel kind of a little robbed. Like I got to watch all of this pretty quickly, like only within like the last
yeah,
month
like you
or
didn't have
so.
to do that long wait.
Whoa.
Yeah, so I didn't have to deal with any sort of
Yeah,
like
you're right
cliffhanger
there.
or anything like that.
You don't know how anime works.
No.
Anime release times make no sense.
When was season 1 of Attack on Titan, Cam?
8 years ago, 7 years ago, 8 years ago.
When was the second season?
Last year?
But I mean,
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
And then season 3 is going to come out this year. Like they only did like
No,
a-
it's season 4.
well, either way.
I mean,
so
you can
season
look
4.
at like Rick and Morty as the same way.
Yeah, but we're talking
Yeah.
about good stuff.
The thing
Rick
is,
and Morty.
Hey now.
nobody minded though because no one had expectations for Castlevania when it first came out.
Yeah.
It came out, you watched 4 episodes, you're like, that was dope. Like now I'm ready for season 2. You
Yeah.
didn't feel cheated because you didn't think like, oh, Castlevania season 1's finally coming out, it's gonna be fantastic. But then I had to wait for season 2. Because you were just surprised.
I'll add to the Rick and Morty thing really quick. I just because I have to. I can't just let that go. Yeah, like I just
Pickle Morty.
I I don't enjoy how people just make such a big deal about it and like just try to take it for something it isn't. It's nothing. I feel like it's nothing more than just a drunk grandpa going around exploring the galaxy.
But people think it's got like this like deep level.
100%. It's
other
just like,
people
yo,
talk
this
shit.
guy just getting piss wasted, going around with his
Shit
fucking
can be
jokes.
great and stupid.
But I think like the jokes like Pickle Rick and Wubba Dub Dub
Have been
Dub.
overdone.
Yeah, but those are the things that are gaining traction rather than the actual like well-written jokes. Like
100%.
Yeah, and Pickle Morty, Blue Elmo, those are all some of my favorite characters.
but I mean, something like that, whether you agree with it or not, like the creators are just like, yo, it's coming when it's coming. We don't want to just rush things. We don't want to be just like a Rick and Morty episode factory. We're going to take our time to do these and put them out when we...
You realize people would be fine with just Rick and Morty coming out every week.
It's true,
It doesn't have to be good. He just has to come up and go wubba dubba dub dub.
No, but
and then that's
what
it.
I'm saying. Like
That's what I don't want. Like people think that
what's
it's
gonna
just,
happen.
just so
No, it's not gonna happen. It's
intelligent.
gonna happen.
There's a character named Mr. Poopy Butthole, and people are like, "This is the smartest shit I've ever."
But I mean, I feel like the creator actually like has...
Mr. Poopy Butthole.
It's true.
I'm not even.
I've never seen Rick and Morty.
I have the only character I like was Aberdolf Linkler or whatever his name was. He was great.
I'm just saying, I think sometimes it's okay. It doesn't bother me when people take longer to release things. And we talk about this with video games all the time. Like I would rather
If it's well done. That's what it comes down to.
I would rather you
Oh,
release
fancy.
rather than doing like 10 Far Cries over 10 years. I'd rather you like take like 3 years and release like a good Far Cry.
Well, then
No
we'll
such
use a
thing.
different Ubisoft, Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
They were doing one every year until they started fucking up. And then they're like, wait, what if we take a year break and make them good?
Yep.
And everyone's like, no, you can't do that, man. That's stupid. The last two are really
what a
good.
dumb concept that is.
But I don't know. So with anime, maybe it's like that. Maybe the creators are just like, yo.
The one thing I've always said about anime, most Western TV shows, you hear when they're canceled or when they're renewed. It's like a thing every year you get to hear. Anime, you're never told. You can wait 6 years. You're like, I still don't know if this anime is coming out again. There's no like cancellation on them. Sometimes they just never happen again, but they never tell you. And then all of a sudden, 6 years later, they're like, "Oh, season 2 coming out," and you're like,
But-
"I thought this was
But
canceled."
like Haiku
Which
was
is
kind
kinda
of
nice,
like
'cause
that.
I
Like
feel
you
like
knew it
that's
wasn't
it, yeah.
canceled, but
I feel like we don't have to worry about that with Castlevania because it's a Netflix original, and they are trying to compete with all these other streaming services now. So we will probably get.
they are trying to light
Castlevania
up their
sooner or
anime
later.
section a little bit, which is especially good too.
Isn't Amazon doing that as well?
In a way, I mean, they had Vinland Saga.
yeah, Crunchyroll has its
That was
own
really
animes
good.
coming out. Like
Wow, really?
they're exclusives to
That'd be
Crunchyroll.
cool.
Yeah.
Couldn't
Listen, the competition just means more good anime for everyone else.
Well, it means more anime.
It doesn't necessarily mean good.
all the ones so far have been pretty good.
So far.
Yeah.
for some of those series though, do you
We
think
could have
that-
another Assassin's Creed thing going on.
Yeah, it's true.
do you think that it may be a factor that they're like trying to see how like Western audiences react to it, and that's why they're taking so much time?
I mean, it could. I feel like they kind of know at this point with Castlevania how people.
No,
are
not
reacting
not
to it.
not with Castlevania, but
just
with
mean
like
anime in general?
with anime in general. Like they're waiting for like the cult following to build up and then release.
Well,
the
they could be
second
looking
season.
at it in a sense where, like, we talked about this a little bit on last week's episode, but we're in the past 10 years, how a lot of things that were considered really nerdy are now cool, like comic books, you know, that kind of
Video
stuff,
games
video
and
games. So
anime.
now it's all becoming cool. So maybe they're predicting in 5 more years, anime is going to be dope. Everyone's going to be talking about how they watch anime, and they're like, hey, let's just start making it more popular for Western audiences so we can kind of get this started.
Get those kids Naruto running early, man.
Like, imagine in 5 years
Teach
from
it in
now, we
school.
have, like, you know, like the Naruto cinematic universe in theaters. You know, you can go watch all your favorite characters.
My Captain Sasuke.
Like, imagine we get to the point where more anime is actually inside theaters
I
and
mean,
like Owen Sound and stuff like that.
One of the
Fat Chance.
Yeah. it's
one of the largest like cultural phenomenon is an anime that all of us grew up watching and everyone in our age group liked.
What are you talking about?
Pokemon.
I know you were.
I thought he was talking about Dragon Ball Z.
I also.
Well,
but then I
that
was
too.
like,
But those should prove to people like, hey, as long as it gets like properly funded, as long as it gets to the right audience at the right time, it's
I
gonna
mean,
be
Pokemon
successful.
only got huge with all the normies because of Pokemon Go. That's when, like, all of a sudden every single mom
It
knew what a
blew up.
Pikachu
It
was.
was just like
But I mean,
Normies.
as children though, they kind of hit the nail on the head because you have all of the people who are our age having children, and even people older than us who are still into Pokemon, and then you're introducing it to like a whole brand new audience, and then
even Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh's dope.
Yeah, like people went apeshit over Yu-Gi-Oh. It's time to do.
Do you know Beyblade's more popular now than what it was when we were kids?
I can believe that.
Yeah.
I loved yelling.
Well,
Let
kids
it
are
rip.
more violent than ever. So.
That's true. Did you see the one Devin posted today?
No.
They like lit a metal bowl with like lighter fluid and then they Beybladed into it. But because the Beyblade
That's
spin,
badass.
it was like shooting flames out of it. It was awesome.
People
Can we
got too
do
much
that?
time.
Yo,
I wanna
Can we
do
do
that
that
right
right
now?
I have some
We can do that.
Beyblades, not here.
We got a table.
I thought the
Good enough.
Beyblades were dope.
They were dope.
They never
Don't feel
moved
bad
like
about
I
it.
asked them to.
Yeah.
Dragoon dodge.
No. That's unfortunate.
Anyways,
I think it's time
season 3, boys.
for season 3. I don't know how exactly we should start this off. I know Maddie over here has got notes on every single
I do.
episode.
I have quite the notes. Yeah.
We'll start off by giving episode 1 impressions.
Okay. I think the Matt should go over what he has listed there.
Yeah, give us your episode 1 notes, and we'll tell you how wrong they are.
like I said, just Trevor and Sypha have been hunting night creatures for a
And
month.
banging.
Yeah, and
Hey.
banging. Oh, that actually is in the notes.
In
right
the
here.
they do the subtle joke,
the cold feet.
the cold feet,
Yeah.
where he's like, "Oh, I hate that at night," and I'm like, "Oh, at night." Eh?
And while they're out doing, the whole let's kill some night creatures things, Alucard
They're having a good time.
Alucard is not having a good time.
Oh, he's
I
talking
feel-
to the dolls.
Talking to his puppets.
Yeah, he's
'Kay.
having a pretty
I
bad
felt
time.
so bad for him.
Without too much spoiler, or not, like, this is all gonna be spoilers, by the way. Let's get that out of
Yeah,
the way.
it's not going to be.
But like, without us jumping ahead to episode 10, Alucard never has a happy beginning or ending.
No.
It just
sucks,
no.
man.
It just sucks.
I just don't understand why, why he didn't go with them, or why
because he
did-
has to guard the
yeah,
the
he
castle.
wants all the Belmont knowledge in there and all the
Dracula
Dracula
knowledge.
Why
knowledge.
didn't they just stay with him?
Because they want to go out and help people.
wanna- yeah.
And by they, I mean,
So,
say Sypha, and then, Trevor's just kind of there helping out.
I mean,
They had some good moments in this season, though.
one of my favorite parts in episode 1 was where the guy offers him a free beer and he's like, "Oh, it's better than sex."
Yeah,
and then she's like, "Really?"
And then she freezes the beer.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part through the entire season is what the fuck is toilet paper.
that
I
was a
think
good-
that.
Oh, it's the thing the Orient does.
Did you write that down for a specific
I
episode?
did. I
Okay,
just
was gonna
wrote
say.
in quotations.
I don't
what the
remember what
fuck is
episode
toilet
it was,
paper?
It was like episode 4 or 5.
I think so.
So
yeah.
what other notes on episode 1 you got? Obviously, Alucard not having a good time.
It was basically Hector is kept prisoner by Carmilla, and and the 800-mile walk and
His
all that.
feet
shit.
would be gone.
Yeah, 100%,
Like he would have like
yeah, considering
mad
it's all,
frostbite.
it's all snow and
Yeah.
stuff.
And then we are introduced to
magic.
Saint Germain, who's a
Saint-Germain.
pretty. He was a pretty good character. What
I
do you guys
liked
think of
him.
him? Yeah,
I liked him right
liked
off the hop.
So-
I hope we see more of him in season 4.
absolutely.
Yeah, I really do.
I would say maybe not season 4, maybe a season after.
Now, end of season 4.
Yeah.
he
Last
gets, like,
episode, he'd be
reintroduced.
like,
Do
"What
people
up?
care
What
about
up?
him enough
I'm in
for
the
him to be
Infinite Court.
I like him. He's cool."
So
I think he's a good character. When it started, I really didn't know whether or not he was
was
going to
bad?
be. Yeah, I was like, is this guy a piece of shit? Is he?
I thought that he
is
would
gonna
just be a
help them?
temporary character.
I
honestly.
kind of thought so too. I hope, like I said, he might be temporary. I hope to see him in season 4.
I immediately noticed who he was voiced by because I love him. So it's Bill Nye, not the
Not the
science
Bill Nye
guy.
that we know,
He
yeah.
plays
Well, we do know, but
what's his face?
the evil guy in Detective Pikachu.
Yes, he played Davy Jones
did play
inside
Davy
that
Jones.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
I mean, a character in Detective Pikachu.
oh yeah, right.
Hey.
Spoilers. He was the dad in the movie About Time, which I love.
with Justin Timberlake.
No,
That's a good movie.
That's not the
I
movie.
like that
though.
one. But I do like that one.
That's In Time.
It isn't.
Oh yes.
But I love Bill Nye. I immediately heard his voice because
great.
he has a very recognizable voice.
He's the Peter Stormare of this season. You're like, I know who you are.
Yeah. Well, actually, I knew that a lot of people.
Yeah, well, that's true.
he doesn't hold a candle.
What, to Peter Stormare?
or to
He's
the real
better.
Bill Nye.
They're both good.
Bill Nye's the best.
one?
Which
Both.
not the science guy.
Hey man, he would have been awesome as
I mean, maybe
these are my coins.
That would have been
of
pretty
science.
he was kind of magic sciencey. I don't know.
I felt like episode 1 kind of was a bit of a slow start.
I mean, what else? You can't ask for much for episode
The
1
the fight in like episode 1,
with Trevor and Sypha fighting the
Oh,
demons.
that was pretty
Throat.
badass.
Yeah, her she's like the
She's so
toughest
powerful,
fighter. Yeah.
and she's so entertaining to watch too. Because I love how she uses the ice.
It's very
uses
like
everything.
visually stimulating the way she uses like when she jumped in the air and she had the ice spear and like landed on the guy.
Oh, my
I was
favorite
like,
That was pretty bad.
in the
I,
future episode where she cuts the dude's arm off by making all the ice go in.
yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or when she I don't even know what to call it, the disc blades, and she
Oh,
just
yeah, that's
Oh,
cool.
the,
Yeah.
the Destructo disc.
yeah, and that was badass. I was
She
just
killed
sitting
like
there
2, and then like the other one kind of dodged. But she is the most OP character, and
She
that's
kinda
saying
has
100%.
something.
Yeah, yeah.
Why?
Because she's a mage.
Okay.
Secret magician.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, one's a half vampire. And
Yeah,
one's
well,
a
he didn't do
Belmont.
too much this episode. Or this season. No, I meant like he didn't do like...
He's getting shafted.
Yeah, well, we'll get
He
into
was
that.
doing some shafting. too.
No, not really.
Alucard, no, he got shafted.
Really though.
Alucard's always been my favorite character because
I love Alucard.
As I said, Symphony of the Night's the only Castlevania game I
You know,
have
Alucard's
beaten.
just Dracula spelled backwards.
Yes, they mentioned that in this season.
You're the Alucard.
Really?
Yeah. So in the first episode,
I
we
was gonna
meet.
say, I hope you know that.
Do we meet Sumi and Taka? No, it's not the first one.
Second episode, or
yeah.
maybe end of the first episode.
I
think-
want
I
to
think
say
it's the second one.
You're the one with the notes.
I don't know if you wrote every single thing down.
I feel like I did.
Scene for
actually. I
scene?
feel like we are introduced. Yes.
Oh, that's a lot
yeah.
on episode 2.
But
Yeah, we're introduced to Sumi and Taka in
But yes,
episode 2.
sad start for Alistair. Happy
Alistair.
start, Alucard.
Alucard's my favorite character, so sad start about
for
Alistair.
A happy start for Trevor and Sypha. They, having fun, killing the stuff.
Yeah.
A little happy couple.
Not happy for Hector.
They roll up to Newtown.
No,
Hector.
no, Hector's having a bad time.
Hector sucked in season 2. Though. He deserves a bad time.
Hey.
I mean, he had one brief moment.
How dare he try and betray his master? He just wanted to kill all the people in the world.
Really though. When that happened, I was like, oh fuck, like go Hector, and then Lenore just
I actually,
fucking destroyed him.
I think I didn't like Hector in season 1 or season 2.
Season 2?
No one. I don't think you were supposed to. The thing is, when you actually, I think that Lenore explaining it in this season actually makes you realize that even though his decision was kind of dumb because it was like led on by Carmilla.
Yeah.
All the vampires thought Dracula was insane for his thing because he wants to kill all the people.
Which
Even
means
though that's
Who
the
the
food
shit are they
source.
supposed to eat?
I think the way they portrayed Lenore's manipulation
was fantastic.
was great.
it was good, but like also kind of lazy. Like you could see it, you could kind of see it coming.
That's the part I liked because originally I thought, oh, she's gonna pretend to be nice. He's gonna kind of see it, but then she's still gonna keep being so nice. It's gonna break through his walls. But she really didn't.
No.
He's just a sucker.
I feel like she genuinely. I don't know what's going to happen in season 4, but for a little bit there too, you kind of felt like she did have sympathy for him, and that she kinda,
likes him.
Yeah, I feel like 100%. Because if she like you said, if she didn't want him alive, then he just wouldn't.
Yeah,
be
she
alive.
did request a large bed because she'd
Yeah.
like to train him at being better at sex because he was already good.
Yeah, which was a little weird, but
Yeah.
I mean,
hey,
anime,
good for her.
She treats him
yeah,
like a
exactly.
dog, like literally. She's
like a
good boy.
DAWG.
I feel like
Yeah.
it was a little sad at the end there too, when he was, I'm your slave, and she's like, no, you're my pet. It's the same thing. you
Yeah.
know? It's
Good for him.
it's unfortunate.
Good for him.
He's eternally a slave. It's just how he is. He's
Yeah.
just one of those people.
Yeah, I mean, once she got the ability to like get the night creatures. she
Oh
should've-
yeah, for all of them too.
Yeah.
she should have kept that just to herself.
make
No,
her
that's
more
it's
powerful.
a group effort.
Yeah, I don't trust. the
Also,
group.
I'm very happy that she transformed into bats and missed. That made me very happy.
and kicked his ass.
Yeah, she
Like hardcore.
Yeah.
fucked.
Are
his
any
day.
Yeah.
of those characters in the game?
I honestly, the game it's from, I
There's
played in a
so
long
many of
time.
them.
So I can't tell you.
Based on like Google searches, I feel like not a lot of the people that we saw in season 3 are in the game.
I can
Like, the
guarantee you,
sisters-
Carmilla is in the game. because
Yeah, she is.
Carmella's
I-
definitely in the game. I feel like Striga and Morana are not in the game. I like I said, I have not played any.
Why?
of
Because
them,
they're
so I don't know.
lesbians, Matt? Come on,
I
stay
don't know.
woke, man. It's 2020.
You're not wrong. It could have something to do with
It
it.
could be.
What
Maybe
ended
they're
up
not
hap-
lesbians in the game.
Maybe.
They're just spicing it. Maybe they're just spicing it up a little bit.
What happened in episode 2?
So I just want to go back to that. They are sisters, right?
I think that's
No,
just the term they
they're
use.
it's
think
like
they
a
were-
brotherhood.
It's a
We
little,
all brothers and sisters, Matt.
A little weird.
I think they were all either turned by the same person, kind of making them sisters, or they were all like enslaved together,
That's fair.
but not related sisters.
So season 2 rather, episode 2. One of my favorite things actually in the season happened, where the collector is talking to Isaac, and he gives him the mirror.
oh yeah, I liked that.
He
And
was
he's
cool.
Like,
I
I
thought
like
that
the
was,
collector.
I thought that was really well done.
man,
and he
Isaac
like,
was
you know
so
what?
back and forth.
He's like, you know what?
Yeah.
Just don't, make it up to me when you meet me in hell type thing. And he laughs, and he kind of has. You can see Isaac still has sympathy for the humans, but wants to carry
And then he
on
immediately
Dracula's
walks.
bidding.
Yeah, then he immediately
exactly,
walks
right?
out.
Yeah.
if I was one of them guards and he's like, "Hey, I'm not gonna hurt anybody. I just want a boat," I'd be like, "All right, cool.
Yeah, take your
Go
fucking
on
boat.
through.
Like,
I ain't dying for that shit."
Yeah, especially
then-
when he's got all these creatures behind
Yeah, like
him.
if there's a thing with like a snake tail and like a bow and arrow and shit like that, I'm not
Just
doing
get
that.
the fuck out of the way.
Fuck that.
So which
exactly.
of Isaac's creatures would you guys say is creature of the week?
The bug guy.
Fly's eyes?
Yeah.
I thought like the guy that was originally a philosopher.
Yeah, that was really
top.
cool.
I thought
Yeah.
that was very cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
except for they gave him
enjoyed it.
character development, never showed him again, and then at one point
That
Isaac
was
has all
unfortunate.
of his things die.
Yeah, that was
So
unfortunate.
is he dead?
Nah.
Rip.
Rip.
Yeah,
I thought he was going to betray.
I really
Isaac.
liked Isaac this season. Like
It's great.
I loved him
said-
in season 2, and like one of my favorite moments in season 2 is when Dracula pushes
Push
him.
him through the portal.
I was like, you know what, Dracula, that's really nice of you. Good job, bud.
Because
job,
Dracula liked
Dracky.
him. He liked a human.
But I think Isaac had some big character development. It kind of kept going back and forth. It's like a human showed him kindness, and he's like, maybe they're not all bad. Then he immediately walks outside, and there's like a guard again, and be like, yo, you get out of here, man, now.
Yeah, but then he goes in the pirate ship.
I know.
And he's liked by them, and then immediately gets off
And
the
then-
pirate ship, and someone's like, "No, I don't like you." And then he
Like,
kills
why
them
do I
all.
keep falling for this shit?
Yeah,
captain-
that's really fair. Why do you keep falling for
The
this
captain
shit?
does
The
have a lot
captain
of
was-
wisdom
was
behind what he says.
fantastic.
Yeah,
he's
the
like,
little phrase he said. I don't
Yeah.
remember what it was, but it was really good. Like when
made
it's
a-
not your story,
you're in someone else's.
yeah, you're
or
in someone
it's-
else's.
yeah.
I was like, that's whoa. He's like, who said that? Me just now. I'm like, fuck you.
I'm excited for Isaac season 4. Then he'll still be trying to kill Hector. We're
Yeah.
assuming at this point. But then after that, he's got to have his own part in the story. So what's he gonna do?
Build a town.
I don't think he's truly gonna
Bring
go with
Dracula
Dracula's
back.
plan.
I think like the guy.
Nah,
I
he'll
would
die.
have liked to seen more of the captain just because of the wisdom behind what he
I'm
was
the captain.
saying.
He was a
Like,
good character.
He was a really good character. Just the way he like
He was
you
very
know,
suave.
yeah,
And memorable.
That's a good way
Yeah.
of putting it. And just like
And Jamaican.
the way
Yes, he was.
just talking to Isaac and just telling him like I feel like you're focusing too much on the bad things humans do. Like even the collector just gave you a mirror, and yet you're focusing.
He's
all
focusing on
this other
that
bad shit.
that
Yep.
guard that was a dick, but it's like, but there was a
Exactly.
nice guy there too.
Yeah.
yeah,
Isaac had all the biggest character development moments,
definitely. Yeah, yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Everyone else kind of stayed the same throughout most of the season. Like they start the same character the end does. Maybe a little more cucked.
Yeah.
But
Hey.
Isaac, maybe he kind of starts the same too, but you have belief that it's slowly leading somewhere. Mm-hmm. Hopefully the captain makes an appearance again.
I hope so.
I love that when he gets off the boat, the captain drives away. And the guy's like, "Yeah, you go on and leave." And he like turns around and is like,
My boat's
yeah,
gone."
my boat's gone though." And he's like, "I don't care." And I'm like, "I'm not going in the water, man. Like now you're all dead." Like,
you're gonna die.
Yeah.
We're also introduced to the Priory in episode 2, and Priory
Yikes.
all
Sala,
that
and,
that crazy guy was his
the
name,
weird-
Saka
Sala or Sala, or
Sala?
yeah, I believe
Sala,
it's
yeah.
Yeah.
one of those two. Yeah, fucking weird. Very
Yeah.
weird. So we never really found out. Like we have to assume that he's brainwashed by the night creature who fell on the Priory.
Yeah,
That's exactly
But
it.
yeah, but like he was just a really fucking weird character.
But like sometimes nice though.
yeah, like I don't even know how to describe his character. Like nice,
Just
but
weird.
like yeah, just kind of the creepy guy that you don't fuck with at work.
Let's
You
just
know what I mean?
believe.
Like-
Let's believe that he was such a
Might
nice.
bring a condor.
yeah, exactly.
He was such a nice priest before the alien came in that maybe a little bit shone through even after the brainwash.
Now, Cam, you're the only one who's going to know what I'm talking about. His facial expression was very Attack on Titan.
oh yeah, for sure. The eyes.
you're
bulging.
the only one that'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
What about
eyes.
our viewers?
They'll know, but
If they watch
here,
Attack on Titan.
Cam is the only
What
one that
about
will know.
BFW Jimmy?
He'll know.
Yeah, it's true.
Hell yeah, you will.
They also introduce you to the judge,
Yeah,
who's voiced by
Judge.
Jason Isaacs, who's Lucius Malfoy from Harry Potter, and he was inside
fact.
the live-action Peter Pan as both the dad and Hook. So
What?
Did not know that.
The dad and Hook?
you never knew that in the movie?
Yeah.
It represents how both of them are trying to like. You
No,
know,
I know.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then. But no, he's fantastic too, and like I recognized his voice immediately too, and I was like, oh, sick, him. We're also introduced to Sumi and Taka.
Yep.
Both I really like their voices too because they are just both Japanese people who
Yeah.
have a very bad level of English.
We're
But
kind of like it kind of dives into a bit of Saint Germain or Germain or however you
Saint
wanna-
Germain.
Saint Germain.
Saint Germain.
And his character development, how he how he knows immediately about the Belmont Crest, and then he also knows that like something is going on in the Priory because of the little magic stone from the Infinite Corridor.
his dumbass stone.
We don't really find out who he lost in the Infinite Corridor.
No, it just looked like
just
someone
a woman,
from like,
just a black figure.
it
is
looked like
all we
someone from
see.
like Nier. Honestly,
I was gonna say it's like Haruhi Suzumiya kind of look like.
maybe it was. Happy ending for him though.
Yeah,
What-
yeah, 100%.
well,
Like I said, I
potentially, we
really
don't know.
Yeah, I really hope we see more of him, and
I think
who
that
this
we will.
He said,
myster-
"I'll see you later."
and see who more like this mystery character who was in the Infinite Corridor. And then I'm pretty sure the episode kind of just ends with Sumi and Taka asking for Alucard's help.
See, the thing is, I liked Sumi and Taka a lot.
I
and
hated them from the beginning.
Okay. Are you racist?
I had my doubts about them right off the hop.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's that
Snaky
they,
motherfuckers.
They weren't even like really being dishonest from the beginning. It's just that they have such a terrible level of trust.
Yeah, neither
like
was
I said,
Alucard.
you
He
didn't-
wasn't lying at all.
He wasn't.
Like I didn't really know how I wanted to portray them because it seemed like we will definitely have to talk about Cho. She is just badass.
She was
cool.
I really wish we would have seen more of her.
Does anyone
in
remember the
season
exact
2.
way she dies?
No.
I'm assuming
Cho?
it's
No.
Sypha, I think.
I don't even think we see how she died.
I'm pretty
she
sure.
Maybe
definitely
she's not dead.
No,
No,
she's
she's
100%
no, she's dead.
She's
But what if she's not dead, Matt?
Do you remember the one that like fought the samurai?
Yep.
Okay, you've watched season 2 more recently, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
Do you
starts
remember how
off.
she died?
No.
She starts off in the fight before
There's
the
really
Dracula
no
fight.
character development for her. We see like maybe that 2-minute clip where she's fighting in her like castle. or-
Dojo.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
cool.
It was badass.
And then they open up the door and they're like, "Hey, humans, watch this other human get guffed." Oh, human, you want to kill yourself? Nah,
No,
I'm gonna eat
not
you instead.
today.
Well,
Not
what is she
today.
going to be like in season 4, though?
No, don't.
Show. Well, I mean, we could potentially see her and all the other.
I'm gonna find out if she is dead.
Well, if the vampires.
I
just
did
go to
already
hell
look up her
anyways,
death, and you don't see it. So
She
like,
is dead though.
I have to imagine she is
I
dead.
don't know, man.
I'm pretty sure.
But I mean,
she
if
was-
Dracula and
How's it
Lisa
spelled?
are alive in hell,
Probably
then what's not to
CHO.
say
Yeah, just
all the
CHO.
other vampires are still alive in hell as well?
Also, why the fuck was Dracula's wife in hell?
Yeah, like I don't really know.
Maybe Dracula's like, "Hey, I'll go to hell willingly, but bring my wife here."
Yeah, she's having a sick old time in heaven.
Or there's no heaven.
Boom.
Only hell.
Imagine this. No.
I don't know. I don't know all the Castlevania lore, but that's deep.
Yeah.
But no, I actually really liked Sumi and Taka. I liked their voices. I didn't fully trust them. And I mean,
Snaky motherfucker.
Alucard was technically, he definitely could move the castle. He could fix it and move it, but he didn't want to because it's in the one place.
Yeah, it's near the
He's trying to
Belmonts.
guard all the information at one
You
time.
kind of had to sympathize with Sumi and Taka as well.
Yeah, they
just
didn't have an
because-
easy life.
No,
We
like,
didn't go over the first thing you see. Man, Alucard's a cook.
Oh, yeah,
That
the
fish
first
was
scene.
tasty as
He be
hell looking.
chefing.
He
I
steamed
feel like
it.
we were kind of more focused on him talking to two fucking
Ah,
dolls.
no, man,
than
that
the whole-
fish looked good.
Yeah, that's
Now,
fair.
Phil,
Fair wrong.
were you confused when he was doing the Trevor voice for the doll? Because you're like, these all sound the same.
Pretty much.
He's like, "Oh, I'm a dumb human."
I felt so bad for him, though. Like, I was like, oh.
Did you feel any less bad for him at the end of the season?
No, I felt bad for him. Because, like, I feel like Alucard's biggest thing is, like, seclusion. And he's just, like, it took him, like, I feel like it's almost foreshadowing, like, maybe not foreshadowing, but it's kind of showing, like, the same feelings that Dracula felt. Like, he felt, like, this loneliness and this emptiness. And then he met his wife who approached, and she turned out to actually be trustworthy. And then he gave her the
Oh, yeah,
information.
Alucard's not going to trust anybody very likely anytime soon.
I'm curious to see when they see Trevor again. Like when he sees Trevor again. If he's going to be batshit crazy or if he's going to be like, "Oh, Trevor,
I
I
wonder
don't
when
hate
he
you."
will see Trevor.
I feel
again.
like
that's a
they
good
are
question.
definitely going to have a lot of more character development for Alucard in season 4.
They have to.
Just based on the end of season 3, at the end,
Yeah.
like how he's like, oh,
That's
yeah,
the
this is my-
last thing you see, too.
he's
Yeah,
got them like
yeah.
spiked up. And
Yeah, he's like,
whatever.
"Hey, it worked for my dad."
Yeah,
I'm like,
exactly.
All right,
I was
well,
like,
yeah,
all right,
guess
let's,
so.
That's what I mean. Like, I think that the character development was like he was this reclusive guy. He had these people that he trusted. The people that he trusted ended up fucking him over, and then now, he's just not going to trust any humans whatsoever going forward.
Yeah, and he seemed pretty, like, I guess, empathetic towards Sumi and Taka's struggle and, like, how Cho just fucked their whole.
Yeah, he also
entire
does
people.
not like vampires that much, and he
Yeah,
gets
exactly.
it. He doesn't
But I
like
feel like
slaves.
he's going to go, like, full vamp now, I guess.
What if
No.
what if by season 5 he's the actual villain?
I feel like that's probably a good.
What's more
Yes.
likely to happen is that Dracula will be reincarnated through his body.
That's also. Yeah,
Possible,
those
and
are
Trevor
both
has to
very
kill
good.
There's a bloodline there.
Yeah.
Vampires,
So,
blood.
all of the
Boom.
plots. We'll start with Alucard since we're talking about it anyways. His plot almost entirely takes place at the castle
Yep.
or the Belmont.
And that
Hold.
crick.
His is about Sumi and Taka, the two Japanese humans owned by Cho. They come over, they ask him to train them to kill other vampires so they can kind of go back to their land and not to worry about a new vampire taking over. And that's like his whole plot going through the whole thing.
I'm just gonna say they did pretty good.
Like at fighting him?
Yeah, no, I meant
I was
like
about to say he
no.
dummied them.
I meant as soon as Cho left, they killed all the other vampires that were there.
Oh yeah.
So they did pretty good.
I think they mentioned that like she trains the humans there. So.
Yeah. But I meant they
watched every vampire's move,
Yeah.
so they
Yeah.
knew how to kill.
exactly. But I'm just saying they maybe didn't need help.
Yeah.
They kind of could do it.
I mean, I think it's like an elder vampire, like someone like
Yeah,
Cho.
it's
or
true.
I
one
feel
of
like
those
their
powerful
anger
ones came in.
stemmed from one of the first things Alucard says to them is like, you know what, I'll teach you magic, and then he doesn't,
Yeah, because it's
They
kind
hadn't
of.
got to it yet.
and then they're just kind of like, yeah, we're gonna, you know.
I feel like there must have been a lot of time skipping because it starts off like he just meets them, and then the next episode they're like rolling around in the grass.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
that
so
was-
funny.
That was a little.
Oh, Alucard, you're so funny.
It was funny because I was like, man, they must have had like a time skip that we
Little
didn't
weird.
see like
Like
a
a
couple,
week.
yeah, like a week or a couple months or something.
Yeah, they got very comfortable very quick.
Hey.
But then what happens to them?
Yucky.
They go in for a little, suck and cuck, and they get cooked.
So
You find out that he does indeed know magic and fucking destroys them.
No, he has a magical
he
weapon.
has a magic
Yeah.
weapon.
When they were like,
Yeah, so he fucking destroys them.
which
That
if you
wasn't wrong.
play the Castlevania game, especially like Symphony of the Night, you know about his magic weapon.
Yeah.
But
when they're talking to him and they're like, come on, Alucard, you can tell us. There's some stuff that you haven't told us, some rooms that you haven't brought us in. And he's just like, yeah.
Soon.
Whatever.
I just felt at that point, I was like, man, they're just
yeah, they keep
using
doing it.
him.
He's like, be patient, and
They're just looking for the nuke. They're
The
like,
only
okay, we just
thing-
need the nuke, guys.
Just using him for meals and shit too.
Yeah, 'cause
you know,
he's
they're like,
cooking
oh yeah,
for
he's a good kick. They mentioned that, way
one,
too many
yeah,
times.
that one dude's like, cook for me, like,
Yeah.
and then he's
I
like,
am
"Okay."
hungry.
I felt
The
that's
thing
what
is,
I mean.
the
Like, I
thing that
just
kind of
feel
threw
bad.
me off though is there is a scene where Alucard's not there and it's the two of them talking, and they're talking about how like they should give him something because like he's so lonely, kind of thing, and they're actually seeming genuine. That it's like, but he's not there.
And
So
then they just like trick him, and they're like, "Yo, let's go have." A
Did he even
crazy
finish?
threesome."
I don't think anyone finished in that episode.
No, Hector did.
I
I
feel like
don't know.
Hector did.
Yeah, Hector did. 100%.
Maybe I don't know. That was off timing though, when that ring just went crazy.
Can we use?
I think it's the ring was what made the climax.
Ooh,
maybe.
he's got a little bit of punishment in him.
Yeah.
Mm.
Can we use the local play only Twitter to at the creator and ask him?
If they
To finish.
Let's not.
so that's mainly Alucard's story. Obviously, it ends with him
felt-
being alone again.
Two
I felt-
people's fucking head on stakes.
I'm
Yep.
surprised he didn't like turn them into vampires.
I was kind of.
But I don't know if he can because he's a half vampire. I don't know.
I
I feel like
understand.
if he
That's a good point,
did,
yeah.
they would just want to kill him more.
Yeah, but
But then they don't have
I
magical weapons.
think
and he
some of the
still
other
kills them.
ones, like if you're like your direct subordinate,
Like, yeah,
cannot.
like a loyalty thing.
Yeah, I think like let's say I turned Matt into a vampire and Matt turned you into a vampire, you could kill me, but I don't think he could.
I would. Yeah.
I feel like we could get really technical about it too, and say that Alucard has way more knowledge given the Belmont Library is beneath him, and he would just
True.
immediately know how to fucking kill
It's true.
those two vampires.
But yeah, his ending was very sad though. 'cause
It was
he,
sad.
He starts
was.
off the seasons alone, and then he ends the seasons alone every single time.
He was talking to two puppets.
He was.
Yeah.
Right to the beginning, right to the end.
Well, he was. I think he talked to the regular puppets again, or they were there. Like
I was joking about the
yeah,
spikes and talking to him.
So we'll talk about. We talked about Isaac's story already a little bit. There's not much else to tell. It really goes from him. He lands somewhere. Like
The desert.
The desert. I mean, the desert's pretty vague, I guess. Somewhere, Middle Eastern, probably somewhere. I think he's related to, or something.
I think he
like
does
That.
touch down on it and say he's been traveling for a while. I just can't remember exactly how long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he said something about his religion, and someone's like, or he's like, "Oh, what religion are you?" He's like this. He's like, "Oh, okay, yeah."
Yeah,
and
like,
so
what was it,
it
like
must be like
Sufi? Was it-
Sufi? I
Yeah,
think
Sufi,
yeah.
yeah. So it's not like he landed in like Canada and they're like, "Hey, do you know this religion?" They're like, "Nah, no, we don't."
Hey, mate.
Talks a lot about Prophet Muhammad as well.
Yep.
He does.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, he touches base on that.
So Dracula put him there for that specific reason.
To keep him safe,
But
obviously. But
He
I think
could have
that's
put him there to put him through like a test, like a.
It's like a vision.
it's
clock.
basically
Yeah.
the only time that Dracula shows sympathy towards a human other than Lisa. I
Yeah.
think we because like I guess Hector is kind of the traitor of it.
Yes.
I mean,
And a
are we
cuck.
calling Hector a traitor for sure? Or
A traitor to Dracula.
Are we saying that he
And
was
Isaac.
tricked by Carmilla and that is what made
Yeah, but
him-
he's tricked because he's a dumbass.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, Lenore showed that again.
Yeah, like he
so-
like fell for it so easily.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
I thought Hector was going to be different. But yeah, Isaac's journey just really goes from he wants to fucking kill Hector. Like,
Yeah, yeah. That's,
obviously a
He
lot
had a
of
murder boner super hard.
a
to
lot
kill
of
Hector.
side stuff happens throughout this. He meets a few nice characters. He meets a few bad characters. He's got some weird shit where he's got to kill a gajillion bodies. And,
That old lady was cool.
yeah,
She was, yeah.
She was cool. What was her name again? Fuck.
Miranda.
Miranda. You're at Miranda or Miranda.
But
or
did you
however-
guys notice the giant Katamari ball?
Yes, I did. Yeah, and then he got his big demon to hold it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very,
The animation there was really cool too.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
pretty cool.
When he's
I
like,
called that, like I said, I called that Legion because I didn't really know what.
and
to
he's
call
like
it. At least
storing
Isaac
up the
versus
power of the
Legion.
knife, and then the one body flies and he cuts it and he makes that into the big thing as it's rolling, it's turning bigger and stuff.
Yeah.
It was very cool.
Reminded me of Majora's Mask.
Yeah, I can
It's
say
like
it.
the giants holding up the moon.
His ending to the season, like, there's not that firm of an ending. He's now in the place. He has a bunch of bodies, which means he's about to have a ginormous army,
Yep.
at which he's then going to go try and fuck up Hector.
So I feel like
Do you think Lenore's gonna let that happen though?
I
but
I feel like Isaac is obviously the better Forge Master of the two.
yeah,
So season 4 is going to be fucking awesome.
I think
It really
that
is.
they're going to
That's what I
try and
mean.
they're going to try and win Isaac onto their side.
They're like, hey, we'll kill Hector, but you join us.
But the thing is, he still wants to kill all humans, though. At this point, Isaac still wants to kill, so he's not going to go with their plan because they want to more like.
yeah.
Do you think Lenore and Hector's relationship could impact who wins in that as well? Just because you
Man,
know,
a sick Forge Master War would be pretty dope, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Corpse Army
No.
versus Corpse Army.
Yeah,
I mean, though, like, do you think that Isaac could persuade Hector, or do you just think that he
Isaac just wanna
completely?
kill him.
Yeah,
I think-
Isaac's
yeah.
100%
I
just
think-
going to walk up and go,
Isaac
Like, I've
is so
traveled
loyal.
so far.
Yeah, I think Isaac is
So do
just
you
so
think-
loyal to Dracula.
Do you think Lenore has love for Hector and will defend him, or do you think it's just like fuck it?
It's
Yeah.
just my pet.
We have we have everything forged. If anything, we'll just take over Isaac now. And
She might fall for him though.
I feel like
She already has.
I feel like that has a big part to in season.
I'm
4.
wondering if maybe at some point, like, obviously there's going to be a plan to reincarnate Dracula in some season.
Yeah.
And according to the games, it's done by Carmilla. We don't know
It's
about
also
the show.
done like 90
It's
times in the
true.
games,
At
but
one
that's
point,
fine.
it's done by Carmilla.
That's the only thing I really like. I did really enjoy season 3, but the thing that we were missing was Dracula's anger.
Yeah.
Like how he just goes from 0 to 100 and just fucks everyone up. I kind of
Yeah.
just missed that.
But we see like him almost at peace.
Yeah,
with,
no, that's
with
fair
Lisa
too.
there. Yeah. just like chilling in hell. Like they're hugging, and then I look at the camera and I'm like, oh shit.
But maybe
He
look
looks
at
the
Isaac
camera.
on their side by trying to bring back Dracula. He'd probably care about that more than anything, you know?
Yeah.
So does Alucard do Dracula's bidding now and kill all the fucking humans?
No.
Or does he bring back Dracula and say, you know what, Dad, you were right.
I think he just
We
chills.
need to fucking
I think
kill
he's just gonna stay there, but now he's not gonna be nice. I think he's gonna be more of a dick.
Yeah, like I feel like the start of the next season is going to be like, you know, a local judge or town owner like brings an army there, like a small army to try and like be like, hey, get out of here kind of thing, and he's just going to kill them all.
He's like,
'Cause
here's a
kinda, like,
cannon.
giving
I'm
lots
gonna
of a
shoot
shit.
you with.
Did any of you expect the curveball in which was the judge?
No.
I'd
Well,
really
actually, yes. When the kid who's like, "Oh, go to my secret apple tree," I'm like, "There's something fucked up." With that apple
I
tree.
did kind of think that was a little fucked up, but at the same time, I was like, okay, you know, maybe he's just being a good
Well,
dude.
there's the more fucked up part after that where you see he comes out of his door.
Well, he mentions, like, you know, he has to take care of his town and all this shit, so maybe, like...
Wait, what did he do when he came into the door?
There's a part after he tells the kid to go to the apple tree. The next time you see him, comes out of his secret door and he's wiping his hands with a cloth, and then he locks the door and puts the key on the
Oh,
thing.
okay, yeah, all right, yeah.
I thought, like, obviously, as you're watching it, you're like, oh, okay, he's sympathetic towards this kid having no money. He's going to go tell him to get some apples.
Yeah, he's
And
like
then-
the dickbag
and then he
town
sends
ruler, but he's got like that heart
Salabert,
of gold.
or Sailor, or however the fuck you pronounce his name.
Sala, yeah.
And he's like, you know, go through the woods, take the fork, you know, go right, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, oh, that's fucking weird. That's the same directions he gave the kid. And in my notes, I actually wrote, does this mean the kid is dead? And then like 5 seconds
Yeah, it
later,
does.
I'm like, the kid is dead. He's very
dead.
fucking dead.
I did like the equivalent of destroy my computer.
Oh yeah,
If I
right.
died, destroy my
Yeah,
computer.
Burn my house down. And
What?
Trevor's just like,
It's the reincarnated as the slime.
Yeah, okay, yeah. He's just like, when I die, destroy my computer. It's in an anime, and it's like just full of porn. And
delete my browser.
yeah,
It
exactly.
shows, it shows the scene of the guy who he told it to with the computer in a bathtub crying. Like, No, I loved the judge as a character. That was obviously a twist ending because we didn't really need that.
No.
But it's a little extra character development for him.
And we see like it just kind of it wasn't very confusing. You could kind of like
they show
creepiness
when he was just
behind
like
him.
he's just like, oh, there's pleasure in the little things.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you?
They show the light flashback where he talks about like the lost children as one of the things. He's like, yeah, little things always happen, like this lost children.
But I feel like what kind of
Suspicious.
throws you off is how he, has the heart to heart with Trevor when Trevor's like, "What the fuck am I doing?" And he's coming, he's like,
Passing around the booze.
yeah, and he's like, I come here too. It's my quiet time. And he's like, don't you, have a house for that? And then they kind of have their heart to heart. And I was kind of like, oh, okay, maybe the judge is good. And you think the judge is good pretty much up until that point, and then you just throw that curveball.
Yeah, you want to believe he's evil when you see him because he's bald.
Yeah.
But then right after that,
Why'd you look at me?
he just looks evil, right?
Visually, he looked like
Castlevania.
the I keep bringing up Attack on Titan, but the trainer guy.
Well, I mean, he even looked a lot like kind of like the original bad priest from season 1.
That's true.
He seems like a good leader of like Lindenfeld or whatever. I believe that's what it's called.
I think. Yeah.
And he's just like, oh, this mark wasn't here yesterday. Like
That's
the
a good
alchemy,
eye, man.
Like the alchemy mark, yeah. And
he
he
watches
really
shit
does
carefully.
seem like he gives a fuck about the town, but then on the other side, he's just like, I'm just gonna kill this
Listen,
kid. Fucking
maybe
go
if
get some
that-
apples. Fall into my
Maybe if
booby
that
trap.
kid didn't run, he told him.
Yeah.
Now, what did he do to them? Like when
That's-
they walked into the room, it looked like they were like.
No, he just had all
He
their
was,
shoes.
Like, yeah, he just was
Oh,
collecting.
it was just shoes.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
okay.
just shoes.
It looked like they were in like he put them in sacks.
but they were all
underneath the
They were
shoes.
all on top of like.
He had
boxes or, like,
pedestals.
So it's like
basically.
it just-
They're like prizes. Too.
yeah,
Okay.
I
all right,
feel like
see.
that's kind of what it was.
I didn't see that they were like shelves. I thought they were like
So
boxes.
he fucked. But I mean, like, that's all.
I thought he was a pretty cool character.
Very cool
Yucky.
character. But once again, Jason Isaacs, fantastic voice.
It
Did
was
a crazy good job.
He was very good. What very really confused me too was at the end where you honestly think that he is a bad guy, but you think that he's trying to help Sala, and he's just like, yo, go, run.
As soon as he
run.
said that, I'm like, oh no.
I like how too, like how like they actually did burn his house down too. I guess like them, they were kind of mad, so they're like, oh, like we just don't want this shit to like exist, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not that there was really anyone in the town left to care.
I think there were
They
survivors.
said there were some survivors.
Yeah,
but
they're like, oh, don't you want to leave it to the survivors? And I was like, no, they probably don't want that house.
So Matt, tell us about your favorite line in the whole show.
What the fuck is toilet paper?
Yeah.
I think
And then I think they in the same episode they
I think
revisit the
Saint
joke.
or I think it
There's
was the
a-
judge that
I
said
think-
No, it's the judge who says what the fuck is toilet paper when
Yeah.
Saint Germain mentions it.
yeah, they're so the,
And then
And then,
Sala.
and then when
It's-
the page is missing.
I believe at the start of that episode, they're talking about Infinite Corridor, and they all have different views of what it is. Like, is it a passageway to hell? Is it a passageway to other worlds? And then Saint Germain's like,
Yes.
you're both right. It could be a passageway to another universe, but one of the universes could be hell. And then, the judge is like, why the fuck were you talking to Belnados and Belmont? And he's just like, they just wanted to talk to someone who knows
Yeah,
what toilet paper is. And what
the fuck is
what the
toilet
fuck is
paper?
toilet paper? I also like Sala, who when he finally sees the Infinite Corridor or gate or door or whatever you want to call
like,
it.
"What
Oh,
the
but he's
fuck
like,
is
what?
that?"
That's where he makes the Attack on
fantastic.
Titan face.
Yeah.
You don't think his eyes could get any wider?
yeah, that's
and
that's the Attack on Titan face. I'll
and
show
it's
you.
just like, what the fuck have I
I'm
done?
gonna type in just Attack on Titan face.
Yeah.
I also I didn't really know what to call, because there's Dracula's horde, then there's kind of like Isaac's horde. What are we calling? What would you call the night? Would you call it the night creatures horde? Would you call it the Priory's horde?
He was called the Visitor. Was his
So,
specific name.
So would you
that
call it the
one.
Visitor's
Visitor's
horde
Horde?
then? Because
Maybe.
he uses
They're clearly
they
Dracula's
use-
horde though, because its whole plan was to bring back Dracula.
Really though, yeah.
Did you
Like-
find a nice face for him? Yeah, it's basically this
Yeah.
That looks like
wide-eyed,
Sala's son.
upset-
Yeah.
Yeah, Armin.
Hey.
But it's like the super like, oh shit.
But yeah, I don't know. I liked Sala because he kept catching like Saint
Saint
Germain
Germain.
trying to fuck with shit, but he never like killed him or threatened him or damaged him. He's just like,
oh, you.
yeah, he's like, okay, he's like, just get the fuck.
He's
back
like,
up
go
there."
piss
Like,
outside
okay.
like everyone else. He's like the bathroom's downstairs. That's stupid.
Like I kept expecting him to do more and more evil shit, but he really didn't. Obviously, he's doing something, but
Obviously, as soon as you see him, like, this guy's a fucking
yeah,
freak.
you know he's up to
He's just
something.
like standing there.
he clearly like it's almost like it's implied that he knows that they had something to do with Dracula's death. Like it's the first time they meet him. Because he's like,
Well,
he's
that's
like,
why they
"Oh."
didn't say their last names. They're just
Yeah.
like at the one point he's like, oh, that was like one of my favorite scenes that we'll go just quick is the when he's in the judge's room. And she's like, yeah, I'm a speaker magician, and this is, he's one of the last of the Belmonts. And he's like, good one. And then she's like, makes like magic. And she's like, oh,
Yeah.
you're actually a
Shit.
mage,
Yeah.
and you're actually the last Belmont. And then
She's an OP
shit.
mage too.
she is an OP mage.
It's
But
got all the elements.
Yeah.
She's the avatar.
So good.
And I know we talked about Fly's eyes as well. That's the guy who is
A fly with many eyes.
Yeah,
The philosopher.
yeah, the philosopher. And it kind of bothered me, but I think it was really cool.
Another deep Isaac moment.
I just I
saying.
really just wanted there to be more character development in Night Creature, so we could see past lives.
Yeah,
and
I
then
assume
brought
like
back.
maybe they have to be like so smart or so something in like their past life that their like character makes it through hell
So
and
what
comes
was it
out.
say? He was killed because
He was killed
philosophy
because
was deemed
the
sin.
Well, it wasn't originally, and then they
Yeah.
changed kind of
The
like
laws of
rulers and
religion,
religion and
yeah.
that kind of stuff, and then all of a sudden
Christians
it was.
became the leaders of Greece.
But he did admit too, I think, to not being a good guy because he's like, wait, how did that
Well, no,
how did
he
that get
said-
you in hell?
he's like, once I found
It-
sin, he's like,
yeah.
I loved it.
Well,
I'm like, whoa.
he was like, they accused me. Well, no, they didn't accuse him. They were like, philosophy is a sin, and then it made like him lying and trying to get out of
Yeah,
death
because-
is what made him sin.
Because the thing is, even though people like when I was watching, I was like, even though people and like the society then changes that to being a sin, like whoever decides whether or not you go to hell in this world, I'm sure they wouldn't figure it. So I was like, oh, that doesn't make any sense. And then immediately goes and then he kind of explains it how then it started. and I was like, oh, okay.
He's like,
well,
he's like,
Yeah.
I wasn't
Oh.
originally a sinner, but then they made me a sinner.
and
you
I
know what
love
mean?
it.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing me back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but once
Hey.
again, deep character moment with Isaac. He just got all the big character moments.
You really did.
A deep character moment with Lenore.
Sick.
Can we get to the best episode yet, or what?
Episode 9.
Episode
Episode 9.
And 10. They were both pretty good.
They were. Episode 9 in general, though, it is.
No, episode 7 is what the fuck is toilet paper, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, episode 7, good. Episode 9, there is basically 2 fight scenes and 2 sex scenes going on all at one time with some epic music going on behind it.
Like when I said that I felt season 3 is comparative to season 1, just as kind of like I don't know.
It's leading up to.
It's like a bit of a filler season.
Yeah.
I really didn't expect them to wrap some of the stuff up in episode 9 or episode 10.
Yeah.
So I was
Oh,
happy
that's fair.
that episode 9 so much stuff actually happened, but it felt like it took a little bit too long to like finally get the ball rolling on that.
No, I'll agree with that. I did like how, because you didn't really know where Lenore and Hector's relationship was going. You kind of thought you.
I knew they were
like,
fucking.
well, you knew, like, obviously that was a given, but I mean, for the runaway part, like, a part of me actually thought, like, oh shit.
Oh,
these
where she's
two-
like, yeah, do you want to
Yeah,
I
say
feel like
yeah.
that was just a trap.
Yeah, like,
I don't trust
you.
Lenore.
You thought the whole time you're like, okay, this is
She plays
obviously
her
just
game.
yeah, like this is just a gimmick. She's obviously gonna fuck him around some more, but then the whole like the soul bond and the ring bond was just a really cool concept. I feel like I did not
yeah.
expect
That
that,
looked
at all.
painful as shit.
Oh hell yeah! Like I feel like that was
But he
definitely
still
more
came.
painful.
We don't know that. We don't know until the writer responds back.
It's true.
You know what? It was more impressive that Alucard didn't finish with the whole whip thing and
yeah,
getting
it's
ripped
true.
down.
You think he would
but-
like that?
Yeah, really though. Like I
There
mean,
were-
half
there were
vampire,
two down there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Let's start with the better part. Let's start with the sex scene. Let's go into a sex scene breakdown.
Well, okay, I want to say something first. So I was messaging in the chat, and because Cam mentioned that there's pretty much hentai in the
yeah, I was
in
like
the
season
show.
9's basically.
Yeah,
Very mild.
It's softcore,
Yeah.
but I get to near the part, and then I'm like, okay, and then I messaged in the chat. I'm like, oh, there's the hentai.
I don't think there was that. Was there any nudity up until this point, or very small amount?
No,
or
I don't
no?
believe so.
There might have been open breast, but I don't think like
Because
anything else.
Meg watched the episode with me, and she saw dick too. Like you
There's
can.
butt
Yeah.
cheeks.
Yeah, that's not really the part that I wouldn't care too much.
There was a
about.
grip on Hector's butt cheek there. There was a,
Oh, yeah,
a
there
solid
was.
grip.
Hector literally goes down on Lenore at one
Yeah.
point. Just watching it, like it was graphic, but like the mix between the sex scenes and then the fighting scenes with the music, though.
Good, but also made me a little uncomfortable. Like,
Yeah.
it was just like I kind of just want to see.
Or are you watching that at work, Matt?
No,
Full volume.
No,
like
I wasn't actually.
some customer comes in, they're like, "What are you watching?"
Oh, just Castlevania.
Yeah,
It's
Castlevania.
I'm just
season
watching Hector getting cucked right now,
Turn
man.
the, turn the laptop.
3. Yeah.
What do you think of this?
Am I the only person that cared more about the story development going on during the sex scenes than the fights? Am I the only person who thought that?
Other than like Trevor's fights are always sick.
yeah,
Like,
they're great. Don't get me wrong, but I meant like I
Like
the
you
part with
you knew
like,
something was
Alucard.
happening.
I
through
was
both
like,
the
I was
sex
like,
scenes.
oh my god, what's gonna happen? Like, what's gonna happen? I knew the fights were gonna be bloody and cool and gory.
I also didn't like. I honestly didn't know if Alucard was gonna die or not. I
he
thought,
was-
yeah, like
I knew, but I was wondering how. Like I thought they would stop last second, like it was some sort of test or something,
Like,
maybe.
because you really you did feel empathy towards Sumi and Taka, and you were like, I feel like maybe Alucard will give in, he'll show him the magic, and then they were just like they just made their mind up. They're like, no, we're gonna kill.
Yeah, like
Alucard.
you don't
We'll figure it
know
out for ourselves.
if their full intentions, because they were being honest. Like you don't know if their full intentions. Like if Alucard had taught them a little faster, if he started getting into the magic and like all the castle and stuff like that, would they have then tried to betray him anyways?
Maybe
or
the
would-
never they would have been rolling around in the grass again.
maybe
know what I mean?
you
Yeah,
never
who
know.
knows?
It's
Yeah.
hard to say. Clearly,
Yeah.
they didn't give him.
Instead of rolling around in the sheets.
You know when they're like oh like we thought you'd be different, or we thought like we want people to be different. He's like, I tried to be, and he like cries at the same time.
Yeah, I felt so bad for him, man.
Yeah.
I did.
He
And
got
then
shafted.
I like his sword. That's super cool.
it was pretty
right here.
badass.
It's
Yeah,
a good sword.
the way it just comes out of fuck. You barely even see their throats get slit. It's just like
Oh, it's
Well, you
fine.
just see the
fast.
sheet,
Yeah, it's
the
just so
curtain
it's
fall
just
down.
so
And then the
fast, and
blood.
then you're like,
Yeah.
oh,
But
You're
like,
dead.
so Alucard's sex scene though, Meg was watching it. She's like, "Wait, is that vampire gay?" I'm like, "I think he's gender fluid right now. I don't think he really minds."
I actually have to
who's-
look
who's
that up
who.
because originally in like I think me and you talked about it, and you were like, oh, they're sisters, right? And I honestly didn't know if Taka was a boy or a girl.
Taka is a boy.
he was a
Yeah,
boy.
no, yeah, I looked it up, and he's obviously a boy.
Did you not notice
then-
when his shirt was off?
Yeah, no,
Okay,
that's
yes,
what
okay,
that's
cool.
well, as the
Hey,
sex scene
there's
led
some
up to that, I was
flat-chested
like,
women out there.
Did you not
Not
notice his dick?
pectoral.
Because
No.
Meg saw it.
like I said,
Did it actually? Was it actually there?
It was
that's
like
what I
shadowed out, but you
said.
could
I
see
was
it.
too focused on Sumi's tits. I
It
guess
was like
I don't
shadowed
know.
out, but you could see it.
Oh, okay. Is
I
it
mean,
like the
Sumi
Batman
was-
comic where you see
I
his
didn't.
dick?
I didn't expect nudity at all. So when I saw
Sumi
Sumi's
was
boobies,
stacked, yo.
really
was
though,
stacked.
yeah, I was just like, whoa,
A
okay.
little something extra for you there, man.
Yeah, and I was just like, whoa, okay. And then,
Okay.
Meg's like, oh, yeah, there's a dick there, too. And I was like, there was a dick?
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't focused on that at all. Like,
But like, the sex scenes were interesting because I don't think any of us believed that they were just going to be sex scenes.
No, we
were
all
like,
kinda-
how is this going to end? Like,
Yeah.
and both of them had an ending. When you start to see the two hands go up on Alistair's hands, you're
The
like,
Lenore
ah.
one, I knew like 100% something was going to happen. The Alucard one was kind of like a 50-50. I'm like, it could go either way.
But the thing that tricked me in the Alucard one was the fact that once again one of the last scenes you see with them are where they're actually kind of feeling bad for him, like, oh, he's like lonely, like maybe we should get him a gift. So you're like, oh, they legit just want to give him this
Yeah.
gift, and he's like crying while he's having sex. Poor little lonely.
Also, like,
guy.
he was
Sad
doing
cum.
like the sad emo. He was doing like the sad emo git thing, like before they showed up. He's like, "Oh, I can't sleep."
he was crying before he was even,
Yeah.
like, gripped, too. He's
Before
like,
he
this
was
is-
even coming.
He was like, this is beautiful. And then you're like, fuck, man. I got some bad news for you. Like,
And then
Yikes.
I actually didn't think that the Hector Lenore it's not fight. Well, I mean,
Well, it's a fuck
I didn't
fight.
think that was
fight.
going there. I thought that she was just having sex with him to still manipulate him, but I didn't know she had such a good plan. Like
that's
I thought,
what I thought. Like, I
thought she
for
was just
a-
gonna
a
bang
part
him,
of
and he's
when
like,
they
and he's like,
foreshadowed
in.
the ring, I was like, "That's got to be something."
I agree
not
with that, but I
foreshadowed the
also
ring, but
kind of
showed
thought I was like, oh fuck, maybe they'll because their relationship does build throughout the season, and
Yeah.
you're like, okay, maybe they will run away
You
together.
almost got bamboozled.
Yeah,
It's from "Here's a berry" to "Here are my berries."
Hey.
Hey.
but yeah, we can all clearly agree that Lenore is the best at the vampire girls, right?
Yes.
You
We're all on
don't
the same
you
page.
don't find Striga's shoulders attractive?
She's just not
No?
for me,
No?
I appreciate a good delt as much as the next guy. The traps that just go for days. But Lenore was obviously bae,
Yep.
Yeah.
right, Phil?
I would agree.
I would I would agree. Yeah.
And then obviously
Facts.
Isaac. We've already talked about the Isaac fight.
Yeah, it was
but
good.
It was good. High action animation was really good as he's on like his
Also, was
demon horse
Hercules
thing.
there for some reason? Like the last guy, he gets to the room with the mind control dude, and it's just some giant
Giant-
guy. And I'm like, is that Hercules?
That's
like
the guard. He just. I hate how we didn't get like
Any
the only
story?
thing.
Word.
Yeah, we just like. Miranda's just like, yo, there's a really fucked up guy in a tower. He just, took
he's
everyone's
making
brain
slaves.
over.
She's
he's
like,
making
go kill them all,
He
like,
made
they'll
them
be
into.
thankful.
How did she describe? She made them into ants and shit. And
They could have like built that up even more than they did.
because really all he was to me was just some fucked up pervert wizard guy in a tower. That's all it.
Did
that's
he even
all
say a word?
He did not say one
No.
word. He just like smiled creepily and was like,
He's like, I got him.
Yeah, really though. Well, they basically bamboozled me too, because both Lenore and Hector's relationship, I was like, okay, maybe they will run away together. And then when the creepy wizard magician dude crowns Isaac, I was like, oh fuck, like Isaac is done here. But then the knife, and I was like, yeah,
he just
he's
knifes
fine.
it. No
he's
big
fine.
deal.
Yeah.
They
And then
didn't.
he
They didn't
gets-
hold back. That was very quick too. Isaac's just like, "Fuck you." Yeah, like,
Also, I like when he gets stabbed, the ball of humans just like raining down. I'm like,
That was
that's gonna
hard.
be real messy.
that was hardcore. Like that. Was,
Do you know how
and also
big of an army he's gonna have now?
But that was kind of the sad part to me, because I feel like I probably shouldn't have thought of this, but it was just like a lot of those people probably falled on each other and are still alive, and he's just like tells his knight, just like go kill the remaining survivors.
But
fuck
don't
it.
eat any of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
at
yeah.
least.
And it's just like, okay,
But as-
some of them are probably safe and alive, and they're still gonna fucking die.
It doesn't
which is
matter. It's
pretty
too
sad.
late. As the old lady said, they'll be happier this way.
Their minds are probably goo.
Yeah,
Like
you're
the
not
being
wrong, yeah.
controlled, we don't know.
Yeah,
like
that's
it
fair.
could be, what is it, Stockholm?
Yeah.
Like there's being
Yeah.
told what to
But like,
do
yeah,
for
the
so
scene
long.
as
that
he's
it's
like
just
running
okay.
up the stairs and like
That
the
was
hands
cool.
are trying to grab him and all that kind
That
of
was
shit.
cool. I
It's
liked
basically
it.
just watching a zombie movie.
They
Yeah,
could have fleshed it out a little
It really
bit
gave you an
longer.
idea of how powerful magicians could get in season 4 as well.
Yeah, 'cause he's a
like
human,
and
so-
also how
a
powerful
scale-
Sypha could get as well.
A
because-
scale
she's
of
already
things.
powerful.
Like that battle was insanely big for.
and he just
what
like
it
has
was.
a magnitude of fucking humans in this giant ball, and he's just like, I thought that probably the coolest part of that entire fight scene was him like hurling just balls of fucking humans.
Oh,
yeah. The
Isaac.
flying one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like what
And
the
that's what when he
fuck?
charges up his thing and then he cuts one as it goes by, and that one like transforms
Yeah,
while rolling. That was
yeah.
the sickest
Also,
part.
I like that he actually had human soldiers that actually killed some
Oh,
of his night
the
creatures.
one where he rips his own arm off and he
yeah,
throws it
that
at
was
them.
awesome.
Like it was.
I
there
felt
was
bad
just a
though because,
lot
as
of
I said,
shit.
Isaac lost all of his people there, so that means the fly guy must be dead.
He could be back. He's
Nope.
the reconnaissance
There's no
man.
way.
He could be reincarnated as Fly
Again,
Guy,
number
with
2.
just more eyes. Yeah,
Fly Guy
There
2.
you
Junebug
go.
guy.
He'd be your favorite. Potentially hot Junebug guy.
Boom.
And then I feel like obviously the main fight here
A lot of booms going
would
on.
be Trevor and Sypha and Saint Germain.
Saint-Germain.
That fight was good. I think that Sypha stole the show. All of her fights with all the little things were fantastic. She's using the
I like the cool ass armor that she made for Saint Germain.
Yeah,
and
that's
the
where
guy
it
like
cuts
reached
the
in and
dude's
cuts the
arm
guy's
off.
arm off.
Yeah,
I was
that
like,
was-
that's
that was
fucking
cool.
dope.
that was dope.
We all kind of knew that like Saint Germain warned Salah at one point too. He's like, this place is evil. Flee, get out
Yeah,
of
he's
here.
like, it's like poisoning.
and Salah's just
people.
like, yeah, this makes me want to stay more, dude. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck wouldn't I hang around here?
What did
Like,
you guys think about the creature in the basement?
like
What
the,
was
the,
it creature of the
visitor?
week? Yeah,
The
his name was
visitor?
the visitor.
Yeah.
Phil.
I didn't like that it was bioluminescent.
I liked that.
I
Yeah,
The
but
thought
colors were dope.
I thought
Yeah,
the
it was
whole
pretty sweet.
concept was just kind of fucking weird.
With like the Jesus upside down
Yeah.
upstairs, but then this
Yeah.
thing is like
Yeah,
pinned
I
out.
love
Like-
when
like
Saint
really
Germain's
cool.
like, man, your cross is upside down. He's like, oh darn, it must have fell. He's like, or is it supposed to be that way? And
He's like, "Are you gonna
okay.
fix it?" Nah.
And he's like, yeah, there's a page missing. And he's like, oh,
People
you
use
know?
it for toilet paper.
In the Orient.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah.
The fight, like when they actually get into the house and go to the basement, that kind of stuff,
good.
though. It's like Sypha stole the show. Though Trevor's like his like finishing move though with the,
The
double
double whips
whip
was
That was
and
awesome.
the animation of like it hitting and like the fire blasting
the
and all that
theme
kind of stuff.
song kind of thing. Going
Yeah,
on.
it was once again,
Jimenez and the bees and the eagle.
very visually stunning, very cool. Saint Germain kind of disappeared.
Sypha skating was pretty fucking
Yeah,
cool
her
too.
skating's
you know?
always
Also,
cool.
is she just Iron Man
pretty much.
flying around with little jet hands?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
like she's
She
like I said,
electrocutes the one thing. Like she just
that was
kicks
bad.
ass.
Like you just don't see any of her
Oh, yeah,
electrical
she's like,
powers, and then
they-
she's just
Oh,
like, you know
okay.
what?
the
Yeah, I
weird
can do
like
that.
bone arrow.
Yeah, I didn't like
creature.
that.
Oh man, he just like brought bone arrows out of his.
He was
arrows
kicking
out of
her
his
ass.
hand.
He was the only one that like lived through like the.
It was like
disc
a weird
attack.
crab goat thing. Like it was weird.
The
And then-
demons are.
So did any? I didn't really understand the whole like. Sala knows a lot. He's very intelligent,
Yeah,
obviously.
I'm
with-
assuming
with
it's from that page he ripped out. we're
But he's
assuming.
just like, Trevor is really confused. He's like, why the fuck isn't like this hurting him? And so I was like, oh, they're just newly reincarnated people, and like their souls are still like fresh or whatever.
all the humans. So as he's
Yeah.
going through it, he's just like slowly getting rid of some of the ones in there, but he's
Yeah.
got to take it out a few times.
Yeah, that was like, if I was Trevor in that situation, I'd be like, this is bullshit.
Yeah,
Like,
that's fucking
what
hacking,
the
bro.
fuck do I have to do? I got the whip here, and it's just not.
But
doing
it was a
shit.
cool concept. It was all just a plan to bring back Dracula by basically sacrificing the entire town. Putting it into the soul, because they mentioned earlier that like to summon the corridor, you need to like you need to like give up your soul or something like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird things that we didn't find out about Infinite Corridor, and I think that's what you just like nailed on there. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. What you just touched down on there is a really good thought because like he obviously can't close the door from the other side, so he's like inside the Infinite Corridor, closes it, basically symbolizing that he's given up his soul.
I like when he's talking about how he's been looking for the corridor for like a lifetime, and then Trevor's like, "Yeah, man, there's one like below this building." He's like, "Well, if I would have known there's one below this building, I wouldn't have fucking came to this dog shit town."
We're all missing the weirdest part of the show. Do you not remember when he opens up the portal and all you see is a tree in the middle of Africa and then a giant giraffe mech just walks past?
Yeah, that's
What the fuck?
Yeah, that was really fucking
All the
weird.
different worlds.
Yeah, and then like the guy with the stick and he just or the thing and he starts swinging it and the door just closes. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
What just happened? Yeah.
Whenever
are we gonna
shows
get
try
to
and
see
do-
those worlds in the next?
No.
In the
Whenever
knows?
shows do parallel universes, they're just like, "What's the most fucked up shit we can put to be like?"
The giraffe mech thing really, I was like, is this like,
What if it stepped on him?
they could have. Who knows?
Also, was that a dream or was that a flashback to the first time he was there?
I want to say it's a flashback.
I want to say it was a flash.
Because he saw the girl and she threw the stone at him.
So we see how
Yeah.
he gets the stone.
Because then he wakes up from his dream and he's like, "Oh, I haven't slept well," and that,
Well,
same,
no shit,
same,
dude.
bro.
Yeah.
We just lost an hour's sleep last night. Like, we get it,
We
We
understand.
can relate.
We
yeah.
get that pain. I got a note here that's important. Let me just fetch it for you. So my big note is that I think in general I liked season 2 more, but I think the last couple episodes of season 3 I liked more than season 2. It's just that season 3 had like a slower build up.
Yeah. I found season 3 to be like kind of like what Phil's saying, but not in that it's a prequel. I thought the setting and scenario was a lot like season 1. Like where they're in the town being attacked by Zambambos and stuff like that. Like that, I was like, is this kind of?
It was more of like a side story rather than getting to the actual like
the meat.
Yeah.
I feel like season 2 was all, well, I would say it's probably better than season 3, but I feel like season 3 kind of just focuses on character development.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
and
like
introducing a bunch of
Yeah,
new
exactly.
characters.
one of my
Like-
big points here is that season 3, I feel like will make more sense in the long run. But the story in this one's kind of disjointed, but it's like a big puzzle that's like going to slowly come together.
Like a lot of fighting,
Same
a lot
thing.
of violence took place in season 2. Not that it didn't in season 3, but I just feel like season 3 was just like, this kind of just shows what Castlevania could be in the future, which I'm very fucking
Do
excited.
you think the extra 2 episodes like made it overstay its welcome, or do you think that
Well,
they
considering the
No, I think
last
they were-
two
I
episodes
think-
are the best too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think they were 100%
No,
necessary.
were? I mean, it's okay. Well,
We're used to 50 episode animes. We're fine with an episode or 2.
Yeah.
I'll be okay with a 16 episode or 20
Yeah.
episode.
Like I know what you mean. They
24
could
is
have
usually
left
the,
it as a. I know what you mean. They could have left it as a cliffhanger and been like, what the fuck is Lenore's plans?
And that
What
would've
is
been
Isaac gonna
awful.
do? But yeah, but then I would just like, do I really have to wait another year or two to see?
Yeah,
this
I
shit?
wouldn't want
When I
that to be a
just
start of a season.
No.
You know?
okay. Do you guys
Yeah.
think that season 1 and season 2 were too short then?
Yes.
Well, season
Yeah.
1, yes,
season 1 was,
100%.
but I feel like you touched down on that as well. Like season 1 was kind of just testing the waters. They saw like
I imagine that
response
even
they
just
got
like
from it.
I mentioned in my note here that the voice acting was fantastic. I think we talked about at the beginning too about how it's like some of the best dubbed because it's like they're not just voice actors they're getting like professional actors and can sometimes work out bad because it's two different types of skills, but they do really well in this.
Is Yuri Lowenthal even in the show?
No.
What about Johnny Bosch?
No, these are real actors. But the thing is, like with that big, it must be a big budget just for this cast alone. Like
Yeah.
these are like some good actors.
It's that Netflix money, man.
So before they're making 20 episodes and they're paying these people a shit ton of money, they really want to make sure people are watching this.
Yeah.
So I think season 1 they already had a decent good cast
it's
there. They're like,
unfortunate because
"Ah."
I feel like not enough people are intrigued by the cartoon aspect of it, and then like we talked about Stranger Things earlier and how people see that it's live action and they're like, oh, cool CGI and shit. But I feel like a lot of people would actually enjoy Castlevania. Like I said, I've never played a game, but I have enjoyed Castlevania thus far.
I think
All the
season
seasons.
3
You should play the one for the N64. There's motorcycling zombies.
I think
That's pretty cool.
season
It's
3 was
horrible.
by
I'm
far
It's
the most
never mind.
fucked up season, like the weirdest season
Yeah.
yet.
Season
But I guess
3?
at this point, yeah.
Yeah?
They're like,
Yeah.
well, if you've already gotten this far, now we can really weird you out. Like the first
Yeah.
two are
Well, that's
pretty
good.
pretty tame. And this one with like the fucking alien creature and like being tied up in all the different
Yep.
weird sex scenes and just all the shit that's going on.
Now, will you guys agree this is probably the most visually stimulating season?
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
fighting and like Sypha with all of her like
The colors,
like
the colors are really
Yeah, I
nice
thought
too.
the
like
animation
Trevor
overall
with
anim-
the fire, like how it came back at him, looked amazing.
Overall animation was better.
It was
Yeah.
way better.
Yeah.
So like quality wise, or like visual quality wise, fantastic.
I think I need to touch down on this as well. One of my favorite parts towards the end is the interrogation scene where Trevor's just kind of like, oh, let me take care of this myself. And then he just stuffs the guy in the fucking barrel.
It breaks his
Yeah.
leg.
And he's just like,
the slow
yeah, he's
breaking
just
of
like,
the
all
leg
right.
going in.
the look on his face when he does
Yeah,
that
he's
is
like,
hilarious.
oh, shit.
He's like, yikes.
Like, that guy
But
just
they're all
obviously
like
fucking dies.
they're all ex-criminals, right? Like
Yeah.
he mentions it like slowly every couple of days a new like guy comes like covered in blood with a knife and then he like goes to the church and
yeah.
joins them. And
Or
it's like,
Sypha
oh.
was like, yeah, you don't see too often with a priest with a knife hidden kind
Yeah.
of thing. And
If anything, I think Trevor was like underutilized this season, and there wasn't as much character development.
Do you think do you think more Belmonts will be introduced
Yeah.
in
he's
newer
the
seasons?
last, but they did node to a couple other ones. Like you see other ones like
you-
when they're
like-
descending. You see, I think
Leon.
it's Leon Belmont. Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like
the first is the first Belmont.
Simon Belmont is big in the games too, is he not?
Yeah.
He's, yeah,
Is he dead? Do you think he's dead, or do you
He's
think we'll
lame.
see any other
timeline
Bel-
wise, I'm pretty sure this is
Yeah.
way after him.
Okay.
Oh yeah, like
the
this
best,
is.
my
But they
favorite.
could always bring someone back.
That's what I mean. Like I don't. I feel like
Yeah,
just the way they kind of portrayed season 3, I feel like there could be more Belmonts out there because they have noted that he is the last Belmont so many fucking times throughout
Oh, yeah.
season
Well,
1
him
through
and
3.
Sypho will have a kid. Like
Yeah.
one day.
Yeah,
That'll be
that's fair.
But they first tease it in season 2 as they walk down. You see like the picture of him, which is Leon Belmont, who's the first Belmont.
He's a cool dude.
He's a tough mother trucker.
So you
Oh,
think
yeah.
he's dead, and you think all
Oh,
the
he's
other-
for sure.
well,
he's the
this is like
first.
hundreds of years.
Yeah, okay,
Before.
So he's like the one who started the whole like library and everything like that. But I mean, like there could always be a prequel too. Like shows are always open to that, especially.
or just even an episode or two. Like when
Yeah.
the episode before
Flashbacks.
Dracula maybe gets
Yep.
revived.
Yeah, that's
Spoiler.
Yeah.
Then maybe they go back to Leon where he first fought.
Yeah, they could.
Dracula.
Yeah, they could show different characters fighting Dracula because there's been tons of. The
I wouldn't
Belmonts
mind
who've tried
seeing
taking
how
him.
the Belmont Library came to be as well.
Yeah,
Like,
they could definitely do like
yeah.
a 2-episode special kind of in between where they do like some flashbacks just to get some
Yep.
development because characters like Dracula have been there the entire time, so it's not
Yeah.
too late for development for them. At
I
any
definitely
point.
don't think that we've seen the last of Dracula, and I hope we haven't.
No, yeah,
I
he's-
feel like
he's too
definitely-
I'd agree.
We only see him two times in season 3?
We see him at the end of one episode and
And
the
then a
beginning of the.
flashback.
Yeah.
It's literally the intro to the next episode.
Yeah.
You see
Yeah.
the same
It was
thing.
kind of like left on a cliffhanger, which I feel like was kind of like a cop out in a way.
It bothered me. It
'Cause-
did. It did.
They were like, they show him and his wife like holding each other in the portal, and then the next season or the next episode, they like don't do anything with it. They
No, like
just-
yeah.
they
So
just
then
close
he
it.
reaches towards
Yeah,
the gate of the Infinite Corridor, and I'm like, oh shit, does this mean he's
yeah,
back?
and Saint Germain jumps on top of it, uses the thing to change where the corridor is. To
Yeah, he's
find
like,
it.
I can't change it, but this thing can. So he
Yeah.
changes it to what he wants.
Yeah.
And then hops in.
Yeah, they didn't really like.
Come on in.
It was kind of weird how the stone kind of controlled the visitor, and
Yeah,
you
there's
know,
there's if we ever get any more of Saint Germain's story, it'll have something to do with that. Like how this chick
Yeah.
get the stone.
What
it
is
looked
the
exactly
stone?
like one of the eyes.
So
of
is the stone
thing.
just a compass? Would you say?
It seemed like it was.
Yeah.
It's Jack Sparrow's compass.
Yes, it all makes sense now. They're both connected.
Maybe we get a crossover
No,
universe to
it's
universe.
Disney, so no.
No, you don't think so?
Hell no.
Come on.
The other thing I wrote is that it had a solid depressing ending. You know, because like
Overall, yes.
Yeah.
Trevor,
yeah.
like Trevor and Sypha started the season pretty happy, but they both finished the season pretty depressed about the whole like
Yeah,
judge
what was
killing
the
children
what was the
thing.
closing line? Like we lived your life and now we're living mine.
Yeah, because his life is miserable.
Yeah,
and
he's
hers
just
is
like-
happy.
yeah, and his-
he's
just
like,
like
yeah,
his-
he's like, we spent months living your life, like adventuring, having fun. He's like, now we're in mine.
Now we're in mine. Yeah, which
But
is just like loss
it also-
after loss.
in the same way that you know, there's the parallels between Alucard at the beginning of the season as at the end. You know, where we leave Trevor is the exact same way that we were introduced to him in the season, like on the wagon and traveling.
But I think it's good though too. Like that line, actually, like what you just said about like it's not really much of Trevor's kind of story in this one makes sense because he literally says that they're living her life right now,
And now they're gonna.
and
go.
now they're gonna live his. So now they're gonna have it.
That's
There's
what
gonna
I'm
be more
saying.
Trevor in
So
season
does
4.
does it foreshadow like new beginnings for Trevor and also maybe Alucard? Like we saw in season 1, Lisa, you know, kind of go and Dracula falls in love with her. Do you think someone could fall in love, like Alucard could fall in love?
Well, anybody could fall in love with Alucard. He's a handsome man, but will he fall in love with?
Will he
another
kill them?
human?
Who
And
knows?
then-
But it's honestly like the patterns of like their behavior and their characters. You know, they make these changes throughout the season, but then at the end it all reverts back to how it began.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
That's what I mean. Like, could you see Alucard and I guess not Lisa, obviously his mother, but like Alucard falling in love?
Well, maybe
It is an anime.
You're not wrong.
Maybe they're going to use the castle to change locations to Alabama.
And then it's legal. Is anyone really sad that they didn't see the
Yucky.
flaming goat shit? Like,
Oh, yeah,
do you remember
when
when
they
they're
just
talking
talked
about the
about it?
flying goats?
Oh
and
yes,
shitting
okay,
flame
yeah,
everywhere.
Yeah,
I kind of wanted to see that.
That was a good
Yeah.
scene, though, because they're talking about it and like, yeah, that was messed up. And
I
then
wouldn't have mind a flashback.
it's like quiet for a couple seconds, and he's like, by messed up, do you mean like fun?
Fun?
She's like, yeah, so fun.
It's
that was a
good.
good moment between them.
Yeah.
I do like how it just never came out like at the beginning. It was like, oh yeah, we're fucking now. By the way, it's like the subtle hints, and you're like, are they having sex? And then later they wake up in the same bed. You're like, oh, they haven't.
It's better than sex and her getting pissed. I think
I know,
kind
that's,
of nailed
that's
it
what
down.
I'm saying though. But they're not just like he's not like now that we're banging at the beginning. Like
Yeah, I know,
hey,
really, though.
they at least gave
At
some
first
subtle
they're
hints.
just like, oh yeah, we're just adventuring. No, by the way, we're fucking. It's cool.
Listen, Trevor's a handsome man. Plus, he's the only one there. So
Hey.
boom. Maybe we'll get to see more speaker characters in the future.
Yeah,
I think we
Yeah,
will.
that'd be nice.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind
Because
that.
the rest of them were all pretty lame in season
Speaker or speaker magicians.
one. Yeah,
Either or.
speaker magicians. I don't really care about
magicians,
those regular speakers.
Honestly, this just makes me want to play a bunch of the games.
I
And I
want.
think it's the Witcher thing all over again. Like, I just
Yeah.
want to play. It's Lords of Shadow is the
Yes, and then there was a
360
sequel
one.
to it, though.
Yeah, that one's bad. Don't play
Shadow
that
of the Damned. I actually
No,
don't
it's
know if
Lords of
that's
Shadow
what
2.
it's called. Okay, well,
it's quite simple.
Why am I thinking Shadow of the Dam?
Not as
that's
good as
the-
Fable
that's-
3, but
That's the one with the
Yeah,
gun,
not quite
Mr.
Fable 3, though.
Johnson,
Oh yes.
where he's like, taste my big boner.
okay, but
I'm not
overall,
making this up.
that
It's in the
game's
game.
terrible.
That's dialogue.
Hey, it's not terrible.
word
It's
for word
different.
is that dialogue in the game. Taste my big boner.
Yes. His gun's called Johnson. And then he turns it into a big cannon and he puts it on his hip. And then he
What
says,
the
taste my big boner.
Fuck. Are you serious?
I'm not making this
This
up.
is in Castlevania. the
No.
game.
He's talking about Shadow of the Dam.
Oh Jesus.
okay.
I was like, hold the
I'll
fuck
show you
up.
the clip after.
I was
I'll
like,
show you
hold the
clip
fuck
after.
up.
So, like any movie review, since we're doing kind of a review, let's give it a score out of 10.
8 out of
Okay.
10.
Yeah.
Actually, I'd be curious to see what you give the other seasons too, real quick, if you can think of one fast.
I would give season 1 4 out of 10. I would give season 2 7 out of 10, and I would give season 3 6 out of 10.
Those are all pretty low.
Those are all pretty low. I gave this one an 8. Like, it's pretty solid. I
Do you
enjoyed
have
it.
numbers for the other two?
I don't know, like probably 6 and 9. Like, I really enjoyed it too.
2 was good.
I would say like season 1. You can't really judge season 1.
Season one's
'Cause
hard to
it's 'cause- yeah,
judge. I think it's the
exactly.
hardest
That's why I
one.
put it at a 5. Like, it's-
I'd say
it's
like
middle of the
5,
board.
6 out of 10. Season 2, 7 or 8 out of 10. And then season 3, I did really enjoy, so I'd probably give it an 8 or 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I would probably do. I'll just stick with like a 6 for season 1 because everything about the season was really good. It was really just the length that was the problem, which that's what they were going for. Season 2, I'll do an 8, and then season 3, I'll do a 7.5.
Ooh.
I loved the last 2 episodes of season 3.
So good.
They were really good.
Prediction
It's just a
for
slower
season
start.
4 would probably be 10 out of 10. I really like
I don't think 10 out of 10, but I definitely think like 9.
I think
like
it'll
a
be
solid
as
9.
I feel
good
like
as
the
season 2.
direction of where season 4 is going is going to be absolutely phenomenal.
The only thing I have fear about the next season is they're having the kind of Game of Thrones problem where there's so many stories happening at the same time, meeting them all at once for an end, like, or not an ending, but
Yeah, no.
having them come together might be hard.
Yeah,
We'll
no,
see.
that's
But if
fair.
they do 12 episodes, like the problem with Game of Thrones was that they shortened like the seasons.
Oh, I know.
But the thing is, too, there's only 4 perspectives, and both of them are sets of 2 that will meet. Like Alucard, Trevor, and Sypha all related, and then Hector and Isaac are both like they're gonna meet up at some point. So you'll probably only
Yeah,
meet
but
up
what
to
if they
have 2 different-
bamboozle and they don't?
I feel like it is hard to mesh those stories all together too, because
Yeah.
we obviously know that Isaac wants to fucking kill Hector. We know that Carmilla wants to take over the entire world.
No, she
basically.
just wants to take
She
over
just
that
wants,
800.
she wants feeding. She
I
wants
think-
to kill all the humans, but we don't really know. Like, we kind of just think that Trevor and Sypha want to beat the
They don't-
shit out of night creatures.
they don't have a plot, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They're just
right.
traveling.
So who do they team up with?
So it's gonna be Camilla's like, hey, we're gonna make our cattle zone. This is how it's gonna be. Isaac's gonna want to kill her because of Hector.
Yeah,
But
'cause
then
he's got to kill Carmilla. to get to Hector.
Alucard, Trevor, and Sypha are gonna be like, yo, we can't let this happen. We're gonna kill them. So maybe Isaac is like,
They team
hey,
up
I got
again.
my monster army. I just want to kill that guy. I don't care about anything else. I'm gonna kill everyone after this, but I just want to kill this
I don't
guy.
know,
So I'll help you for now.
It's going to
Who
be hard
knows?
to link them all up because I think Trevor and Cypher are the biggest question
And then
mark.
if you bring Dracula back into this as well,
I feel like the only way we're getting all the characters intertwined is if you bring Dracula back in.
Oh no, that might happen.
It's
Yeah.
for sure going to happen. I just don't know if that's going to be
Because
season
then-
4.
What if Dracula teams up with Alucard?
that's kind of what I'm thinking, but I'm also maybe thinking that Alucard, Dracula, Trevor, and Sypha all team up
And they take on.
and they take on Carmilla, and
Yes.
then Isaac kind of is a vigilante in this, and he has to decide whether he is good or bad.
We'll have to wait to see
Yeah.
the trailer.
in 2021.
I'm saying October 2021.
yeah, I would say.
Trailer
I would
in March.
agree.
Calling it right now.
Boom.
First trailer March next year.
I don't remember when they put it the first season.
Neither
Trailer. It
do
wasn't
I.
that long ago.
No, it wasn't actually. Now that I think
It
about
was like this year.
Yeah.
Like it was like
Yeah.
January.
I
They're
think
Yeah,
like,
it
it was
was
like a month or
coming
two
soon.
ago, yeah.
Yeah. So that's it on Castlevania for now. We really won't have an update on Castlevania probably for a little while.
No.
But that's part of life.
What can you do?
I guess the next thing we're just going to talk about is what's going on for the next week. A real brief. So the next episode of Guest Month and what's going to be happening.
Yeah, so I think
You got notes on that, Maddie?
what we're going to do next week, and hopefully you guys have the time to watch some films, because I'd like to go through like our top 5 or 10 if you guys have seen enough films
I have not.
to do a top 5 films of last year, talk about the Oscars, talk about what movies we've enjoyed this year so far, and just talk about movies with Mike. Mike's a big movie guy.
Basement Mike. BM. He's getting
BM?
on. Assuming he makes it. If he doesn't make it, I'll kill him, though.
If he
So,
doesn't make it, then we might have to move Dan up,
That's true. We
And
might have to
then-
reschedule.
switch them around.
Or just do our game swap episode.
Yeah, I mean, I need a PlayStation 2 first.
I can get it to you on Tuesday. That's fine.
Yeah, so the next episode is going to be the movies with Mike. After that, we're going to do some D&D stuff, and then finally is the Mulan one.
Yep.
Which is nice. So pretty much next week, I guess we just have to watch a bunch of movies.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah, because have you guys watched Parasite yet?
No.
Oh, I still have to
You
watch
gotta-
that. as
Meg
well.
wants to.
You got to
so-
do that.
I will.
You got to do it.
I feel like it's just the entire thing of it not being dubbed is really. I just don't want to read subtitles. I'm
Just dub it
lazy.
yourself.
I'm just lazy.
Casual trash.
yeah, I feel like you guys are gonna have an easy time watching it because it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I have no trouble watching movies because Dan's so fast. It's just like if there's like a long TV show, and I'm not enjoying it, I'll still watch it. Like I'll never just like stop a TV show.
I do all the
towards-
time.
With
You
the
should-
last couple episodes, especially now if we want to do some sort of talk about it on a podcast. But
Which one?
Witcher.
Oh, hey, you should finish The Witcher.
Referencing him on the
No,
I'll watch Parasite if you finish The Witcher.
I feel like you should watch Parasite.
Nope,
anyway.
that's my
Phil,
stipulations.
You have a terrible habit of just like starting things and not. finishing
I'm
them.
worried he's never gonna finish Hunters, even though he
No, I
loves
will
it.
finish. I will finish Hunters.
He's
'cause
never gonna beat Persona.
Before or after you finish The Witcher.
But I've watched Lock and Key all the way through. You know, I've seen like Umbrella. Like I watch a lot of TV and
I am
movies.
excited for Umbrella Academy to come
Season
out. Yeah,
2?
season
Me
2 is
too.
coming out.
Okay.
Good.
I'm more excited for The Boys. I am very excited for The
Yeah,
Boys.
we're talking about TV shows. I'm only gonna do one news thing this week because it's kind of interesting.
Oh, late night news.
Yeah, late night news. Need or not. There is a Last of Us TV show coming
I don't
out.
care.
HBO.
HBO.
It's gonna suck.
Yes.
It's already been delayed.
Do you think it's gonna be? Do you think it's gonna be as good as the game?
Well, the game's good, so
No, it's not.
As long as
Shut your whore mouth.
they have. Are they going to do it like in the same universe or literally on
I
Joel
don't
and
know.
Ellie?
It bothers me because it's really mainstream, but I saw someone say that Hugh Jackman would be a very good Joel.
yeah, he was just Joel and
I was like,
Logan.
you know what? 100%. Like
He literally was
it
just
bothers
Joel
me,
and
but it's like
Logan.
fuck. Like he would be such a good.
And
Logan
Allie
was a
was
good
just
movie.
the Red 13. Jesus Christ.
No.
Fuck X23. That's it.
X23.
That's the only thing I wanted to add in. Just it was neat.
Listen.
No,
the
I'm
next-
very excited. HBO just goes above and beyond.
Yeah.
A lot of their shows are fantastic. I don't know if any of you
my
watched his
favorite-
Dark Materials.
Is that the Mortal Engine or not Mortal Engines? The
Golden
the
Compass.
Golden Compass,
Compass one.
based on.
I did not
Philip
watch
Bolt.
it.
It's very, very well done. Yeah.
Oh, surprising.
And James McAvoy's in it, and he's very
Who?
good.
James McAvoy.
James McAvoy.
Oh, is it because yeah, we said it?
Yeah, it
I was
was,
like,
yeah.
you don't know James McAvoy?
I was joking.
Oh.
Yeah, Split.
He was Mr. You mean Mr. Tumbus?
Yeah, he's two. He's James McAvoy and James McAvoy.
From my two favorite movies, Chronicles of Narnia and Wanted.
Hey,
He was
Hey.
Mr. Tumbus in Chronicles of Narnia.
Is he actually?
Yeah, he was
Like
the half
the
goat.
fawn
that-
thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Or
range.
satyr?
That is range.
Yeah, I don't know if he was a satyr. I
Satyr
know
or
it is a
fawn?
satyr, but I don't know if that's what he was called in that.
Mr.
Because that's
Thomas.
more like
Mr.
Greek.
Yeah.
The next time we might see Maddie on this episode is when we get some Breath of the Wild 2 information.
100%.
If we get like a Nintendo Direct with Breath of the Wild 2 information, you know.
Okay,
he wants to
what
be
day is
on.
it today?
Breath
It
of the Wild
is
2 or God of War 2, I would like to do.
March
Yeah.
8th right now. There needs to be a Nintendo Direct before the 20th. Otherwise,
so we
Ninten-
might hear some news.
We're
on-
gonna. It won't be Zelda. I can almost guarantee you it will be.
I'm not interested.
Yeah, I know, but
Listen,
I'm just
Zelda's
saying.
coming out holiday 2020.
No, it's not. There just needs to be something. Otherwise, everyone who owns a Switch is gonna be like, "What the fuck am I holding onto the system for?" If nothing is announced for the rest
Yeah,
of the
they
year,
have after Animal Crossing.
they have nothing.
There's nothing else. It's just empty void.
So you
Yeah,
don't
there's
think
gonna
that
be
you don't think there
Xenoblade.
will be a Breath of the
yeah,
Wild 2
that's just a
announcement?
remake though.
in the next coming
Maybe
days.
another trailer, but it's not going
I
to
wouldn't
be a
mind.
release date.
The trailer is very
No,
vague.
it's coming out holiday 2020.
Do you think
like,
they're
I
gonna
want to
do-
say you're
got
wrong,
an
but
inside
like
source.
we've
No.
spoken about it
It's
before.
going to
Like
do the release date.
it's on the same engine. So
My
I
dad
mean,
actually
it's
owns
like,
Microsoft, and he told me.
He'll ban you.
he owns Toaster Strudel as well.
Because the
very
gap,
fetch.
the gap between
I just made a Mean Girls
Ocarina
reference.
and
that-
Majora's
that's
Mask
very
wasn't
fetch,
that.
so I
Was a
follow
year.
that.
Yeah.
But that was a challenge to make that game in a year. They had they're like, hey, we need another Zelda game this year. And they had a year to make that game.
What if they challenge themselves now?
It's already too late.
What comes out first, Breath of the Wild 2 or God of War 2?
Probably Breath of the Wild 2.
What day did Breath of the Wild come out?
March 3rd.
20? No.
No.
Breath of the Wild?
Yeah.
Yeah, it came out like early March.
Yeah, I thought it. Not
The
this
Switch
early
release
March,
date
did
was like last week.
2017, right?
Yeah, 2017.
Oh right, yes. Okay, I guess they're a little too late. Bless your
Ooh,
face.
that was a very dusty sneeze.
Very dusty sneeze.
Because they just did that. It was a 3-year anniversary.
Yeah,
just like
so
a
it was.
week ago. Yeah.
It was released on release date, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
3 years old now.
So the only other big thing I'll say before the end of the podcast is Final Fantasy VII when
It's
it comes
good.
out. We're hopefully going to be streaming it and having a almost like a Let's Play series come out. At least me and Phil, anyways. You know, because we got a little bit more time.
Yeah, I want to. Trust me.
Like
Like
you could pop in for a guest episode.
Yeah, I'm gonna have it beat before you guys do. I know that.
If I have to, no, I don't know. Me and Phil are just intending to. I told Christy to bring her sleeping bag because we ain't leaving until that game's done.
Because if it comes out on Good Friday, like, do we have any confirmation?
No, we still haven't.
Because I saw some people like at EB Games, so I don't know what it's like in other countries, but in Canada with Good Friday falling obviously on a Friday, the release date for Final Fantasy VII is on that same day. Now it's a holiday for
Some
retail.
people though, not all retail stores do. So Walmart could be open on Good Friday.
I think Walmart's closed on Good Friday.
I doubt it is.
I think everyone's closed on Good Friday.
feel like they
I think it's
are, yeah.
mandatory.
And
No, I don't think so.
it might even be. It might be opposite though. He might be right. I feel like it might be Good
Sunday?
Friday open, Easter Monday.
But here's the
closed.
thing. So
But who knows?
if Walmart's
I
open
don't-
on
I
Good
don't
Friday,
It's gonna be a Good Friday.
who's going to be buying it from EV Games though? Well, I guess patient people.
Yeah,
but
patient people.
I'm not
Hashtag patient gamer.
I don't want a hashtag patient gamer. Are you going to look this up for us before we're done?
No, I can't find anything on it.
That's
Okay,
fine.
well, we'll have to wait and see. We'll give an update when we come out with
Yeah,
a news episode.
But yeah, we'll find out. But I do want to pop in and and join the little play thing, the Let's Play. But I know I will have it beat before. You guys
if you
do.
haven't already, we're on YouTube and Phil's been streaming a couple times. I promise that the Final Fantasy VII one will have better audio.
The Final Fantasy remake demo.
Watching
that I
you
did-
fight the boss hurt me.
Why?
It was his first time though. That boss was hard your first time.
I know,
If you
but-
went back to fight it now, I'm sure he'd do much better. I've seen much worse too. I watched a guy who didn't. use
Oh, it
any
was just
lightning
like
magic.
cast lightning and you're like,
Yeah, he didn't do
with
it.
that.
And like
Yeah.
the
well,
comments
for
were just roasting
for
him.
certain sections, you can't use the lightning, right?
No.
No, you can use it. Barrett just has to have the ATP gauge like fold up like one.
No,
spot
no,
to
but
use
I'm
it.
saying like the scorpion like blocks it.
When he comes out with his shield,
Yeah.
his like EM shield, you have to attack him from behind.
Yeah.
And
so
then
that
take
doesn't
down the
help.
shield. That's
Yeah.
it.
But I think that's pretty much it for now. We'll be back next
That was a
week.
long boy.
It is a long boy, but Castlevania Season 3 was really good. So
Thank you for having me, guys.
And we just we did episode 1, 2, and then we kind of just skipped past right till 9.
We did.
Lots of small details.
Yeah,
but-
there were.
Well,
there
I mean, there was like I feel like from 1 to 2, cool, it introduced, and then like 3 to 6, 3 to 8, maybe even were kind of just filler episodes.
yeah, if they came out with this
The
as like
real
a
im-
weekly series, we could have each episode just been like, oh, episode 1
dive in
review.
like, oh, did you see the Starbucks cup in the scene?
God damn it.
The real importance was 8, 9, and 10.
It's
Yeah.
true. Those were the big
100%.
ones.
Yeah.
But once again, guys, my name's Cam.
I'm Phil.
I'm Andrew.
Matt.
And take it easy, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Hey, guys. Thanks for watching. If you want to see any of our previous content, like our last episode or any other episode from any of the seasons, it's just right there for you on the left side. And be sure to subscribe if you'd be so kind. It is right there. Thanks, guys.